cryptids. We're talking about UFOs, fake aliens, real aliens.
Come on now, Bubba. I digress. I apologize.
I hope your minds are ready to get blown.
It's about to get weird.
Let's get the show on the road.
What the hell is up, everybody? How you doing? It is Monday, one of the shittiest days of the week. Over here next to me, we got Jose Souffle, the legendary Jose, back again. We've had some really badass podcasts and shit, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
he's had an interesting time going on. It's been a little weird for you in your homestead, huh?
Yeah, there's really not much homestead going on.
But we'll get into that in this. Let me see. Hutch, what's up, brother? Backwoods, what's up, man? Keith,
What's up,
my
everybody?
brother. Patricia, what's up? Oof.
How you been?
I've been doing good. I've been, slowly rebuilding.
Everybody
You know what
thought
I'm
you
saying? Still
disappeared.
got my bug out. I had to take a little break, dude. I had a little bit of a mental breakdown. I had
I don't blame you,
a
man.
Mel Gibson moment. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
heard that. Goddamn.
But yeah, I've just been chilling, working, trying to find I'm trying to get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm also
Hey, man.
trying to get out of the cycle of paying so many fucking bills.
Yeah, I'm out of the cycle of making paycheck to paycheck because I've been jobless for quite some time now.
Dude, I had COVID for the past month.
We got
Foot's
COVID.
still broken, Patricia. My foot's still broken. It's still healing up. Y'all got COVID too?
Yeah, it wasn't bad though. The Miss Paula Green got it, and she believes she got it from the hospital, and I think I got it from where I was working prior from somebody that got it there. But it's possible that I just got it from her. But we had like a mild case. We all had the mild Omicron or whatever case, even if it is the Omicron or whatever. But our son didn't have it at all. I mean, he went and got
He
tested.
didn't have it.
Didn't have it. He was running circles around this house. I mean,
Or maybe because he's so young, he probably already had it, like in the form of the flu, huh? Was
Yeah.
he sick and shit before that?
no, not really. No one's really been sick at
Okay.
all. But
Dude,
but
I
we're
felt
all
like
over
I
it
was
now.
about to die. I feel like I was about to die.
Oh God, man, that sucks. See,
Dude,
I drank
that
a
was
lot of hose
horrible.
water when I was young, when I was outside a lot, so that built my immunity. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think I did. I used to eat a lot of mud. Used to drink a lot of hose water and shit. You know what I'm saying? Used to eat bugs.
Yep, bugs, grass, and hose water
Yes, sir.
builds
Dude,
that biome in your gut.
that's a balanced diet for a child, dude.
It is. It is. Sometimes it's the only diet.
That's a primitive. Yeah, that's like a primitive, like a cave child's diet. We got
What
is it?
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. I
Let's
apologize.
say, no, you're good, Bubba. We got one person in the house right now. Press 1.
How do you get to the chat?
You should.
Oh, here it
be
is.
able to-
Comments.
Okay, we got
Okay.
2 of them. Sometimes
Oh, there
it'll
we
be
go.
showing
That's better.
not that many people. I would say let's give it a little bit more time. Try to get into like the real, like I really want to get into that real nitty gritty shit. Thank you, Patricia.
There's
Shit, that's
plenty
all
of
we
it.
need, huh?
There's plenty
There's
of it.
plenty of it.
Yeah.
It's been a little sketched out for me.
I mean, I haven't been posting much either. I just recently posted a new video, so it's because I've been
Yeah, I
jobless.
need
That's
to-
why.
Jay's 556 says walk around barefoot everywhere, and that'll build up your immune system.
Yeah, it's actually very good too for your health. Grounds you to Mother Nature. Lots of ions in the mud that you absorb from your feet. Makes you strong.
And I hear
gives you calluses.
it's called what's that called? Rooting.
Yeah,
And no, I didn't mean to
Planting-
go off topic.
planting
though.
yourself or something like that.
Planting, yeah, it's planting, yeah. That's some like new age type shit though. But you hear about that shit, but that seems like people been walking around barefoot for forever. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I mean,
before
they have.
that, it seemed like they were living more of a spiritual lifestyle before they had shoes.
That's
But I
all it was.
digress.
Well, hell, what's the name of this show gonna be?
But it was I'm starting to call them pilgrimages, so this is the afternoon pilgrimage.
Pilgrimages.
I I might change this one to afternoon pilgrimage or study on the cult.
Okay.
You know what
There you
I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah.
So, were you like? Do you feel like? And you don't have to. Without, we're not gonna go too deep into it yet. I just want to build up some presence. Like, do you feel like that shit? Like, you are almost in a cult, though, huh?
Yeah, I don't.
Without going too deep, you can say whatever you want. You definitely. What up, Joe Morgan? You definitely don't have to name anything.
Well, they
you know
weren't
what I'm
doing
saying?
anything like bad or
What's up, Alley
cool,
Cat?
so I wouldn't necessarily call it cult.
So it
I
wasn't
mean,
like a Jim Jones type vibe. It wasn't like a David.
I'm not sure who
Koresh.
Jim Jones is. I mean, it was kind of like a cult, but they weren't organized like that. They're just had lots of money and they're very compulsive and did what they wanted. But I mean, they're very spiritual and they did a lot of spiritual things like on property and all that with all the workers and stuff. So yeah,
See,
some
I'd be down
workers,
for that.
some
What are-
workers they got it good, but the other ones that weren't like right there with the bosses, they didn't have it so good.
What kind of spiritual things do they do on the job site?
Well, they're
Together.
all Hindu. I'm pretty sure they practice Hinduism. It's their study of religion.
Okay.
I do believe. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a few other things like some Catholicism in there or whatever. But
So that's the formation of a cult, though. You start mixing religions together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, hell, any kind of organized religion can be classified.
Should I say you could
What
all these?
are they? That's what they worship. That's what they study, right?
What are they, Bahi?
What are they? What are they? They don't
Ask
have
her
a
if
name.
they're,
So this is basically whatever they feel. Okay.
they're
Thank you
agnostic
for correcting.
or
All right, I was just corrected. They are not Hindu at all. They studied some Hinduism as part of their religion, but God only knows what their actual name is for them.
but it sounds like the Bahi type people, like they believe in a little
They're-
bit of all religions.
They're basically
together.
it's like Catholicism, man. They have one person that believes they can speak to the gods, and they follow that person. There's a deity that they worship, and
Wow.
that's who they look up to.
I want to look more into this religion, man. That sounds crazy.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't. There's not really too much I can get deep into. Like,
I
there's
feel
some
you on
fucked up
that.
shit I want to get deep into, but I'm not gonna get deep into it because
Like shit, what are they? Are they like torturing the animals and shit?
Nah,
Like
they love
having-
animals.
okay.
They love animals. They really do.
Oh, but they hate people, probably, huh?
Yeah, they
Y'all ever
don't.
get
They don't care to fuck people over. That's for sure. They did not care to screw over me and my wife and not give us raises and make us work ridiculous hours under ridiculous circumstances and to no avail. I mean, nothing we did really proved anything to them, and at the end of it, they didn't care whether we left or not. So that's the main reason why I'm mad at them.
See, I want a place that's gonna be begging me to come back. You know what I mean? That's gonna be like, come on now, man. We really appreciate. Here's the raise ×2.
Well, they told us we can come back anytime we wanted, but we're not going to do that because it's just going to be the same shit. I mean, like, when I say like they have a bunch of people living on the property that go out every day and work 13-hour days basically for free, I'm pretty sure. Some of them make money, but like if you're born into it or whatever, you're basically just working for free.
Dude, I hear stories like that all the time. You be seeing people like at those gas stations, you right? And this is not racist, but you be seeing like Pakistani people and shit like that, and like Indian people, and they'll be basically slaves. They'll come there at like 12 years old and work in these gas stations, live in there. They'll work in these gas stations like 23 hours, 20 hours a day type shit. And when they turn 18, they'll be kicked out on the streets and become homeless.
Well, I don't think they did that here. The kids were always running around playing. Yeah. But no, some creepy shit definitely was going on there. I mean, I believe karma's a real thing, even though the two ringleaders didn't believe it.
I believe in some karma too, man.
Yeah. I mean, well, there was a fire. Like, where we worked up there, there was a wellness center where the guests stayed and they did their wellness retreats and did all their yoga and massages and meditation. And then the farm, which was like surrounding it, is where I worked and my wife, and we help with the animals and mow and just groundskeep basically. And there was a fire at the wellness center, and they basically had to demo the whole backside of the building, strip everything out. They called in a disaster team to come do it. Two different disaster teams actually, because the boss, the owner of the place, kept on firing the disaster teams because they're saying it's going to cost more money to rebuild. Killed them out.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me see. My bad. My shit be messing up sometimes.
But
What up, Killer Cobb? What
Killer
up,
Cobb.
Bubba? That's one of the best friends I've ever had in my whole fucking life, right there.
Yeet. But I don't even know what I was talking about.
No, we went squirrel for a second, man. But yeah, you were
Uh,
at that place. You were like you learned some skills at least, though. You know, some like
Yeah, I learned how to drive a
horticulture
tractor.
type shit.
Yeah, I learned how to drive
That's
a tractor
damn
and
good.
stuff. It's pretty fun. But
Were you milking like cows and shit?
no,
Were
my
you-
wife was doing that.
She was doing all that shit.
I would help like clean the barn and stuff, and I would pet the cows, and the goats and stuff. But other than that,
But y'all never ate any of the animals, right? Y'all wouldn't. Like,
no, they're
slaughter them
all
and shit?
vegetarian. They wouldn't eat meat. They wouldn't even let their dogs eat meat. Like
What?
they're vegan, like
One
strictly herbs.
Strictly what? Oh, I can get down with that.
No, not like the good herbs. I'm talking like kale and shit.
Oh, like kale and shit. They tripping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that
Fucking-
place burnt down. It was after
What place burnt down? The place you're
The-
talking about. The
the wellness center. It didn't burn all the way down, but it burnt down for a while, and they won't be open until maybe next year. But it was
Wow.
after everything that happened with the workers there on the ground. They were all asking for raises, and they're all getting denied. And like I said, I think
some
I think
cheap bastards.
I think the people that were running it really didn't care about who was there, because they were firing people left and right. Didn't care if they had their hours. Composing weird contracts for them to sign, stating their hours and when they'll work and yada yada. But the long story short, there was a fire.
So like they had contracts. What do you mean by contracts? Like
They would make you sign
servitude?
contracts after like so
the
long.
military.
No, not like that. You could void the contract whenever, but it was just a way to get you stuck because they wanted you to live on the property because they were so scared about COVID. And basically what the contract said is like, you come here, you do this, you do that, then you go. But you can
Wow.
only do this. And when we got hired, they were like begging us to come live there. Like when I was interviewed, my wife was
That's
there
a
with
red
me.
flag.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, if you just come live with us, it'll be so much better. We'll homeschool your kid and we'll give you all the necessities and you'll have a house for your own. Really, yeah. I mean, they didn't like push it.
That sounds cool,
then-
but that sounds sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought about it. We thought about doing it, but then we said no because it is a bad idea. But then after we asked for our raises and my wife composed a huge email about everything that was going on that was wrong and how everybody wasn't making enough, the owner's wife came down and talked to her and basically told her like, you'll get your raise if you come live with us. That's I'm not going to get into detail, but the whole conversation pointed to if you come live with us and bring your kid here and homeschool them, you can get your raise and you'll have everything you need.
So it sounds like they're trying to start like a community. Like it sounds like they might be preppers.
No,
like,
it is. They have their own church being built. They have another guy
They
that
weren't-
lives in the woods that they go up and pray with and all that. It's an organized religion. They have, it's basically a whole community. It really is. There's hundreds of these
Wow.
people walking around this place, working like little bees in a hive.
You're talking
And
about
they-
that shit hits the fan. This
Yeah, and-
community is one that's already
Yeah,
established.
and they all live there. Like I would go into the owner's house to do work with some of the construction crew, and when you go down in the basement, dude, it's just beds everywhere. Every room you go into, it's like 4 beds and a bunk bed. They added on additions to the basement where they put more beds in, more rooms, and that's literally where all the workers would stay and sleep, and all the kids would be. And they have another
Wow.
house that's down the road And I did a lot of work in that basement when I first started renovating it, refurbishing it. And dude, it's just the same thing. There's bunk beds in every room. There's like 4 to 5 people sleep in one bedroom because there's so many beds.
No, I
there.
could not get down with that. Well, you're gonna do
Yeah.
that shit as a man with a family and a woman and shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, but and a lot of married couples would work there that were like part of their group and were on visa or they were like of the same heritage of them. They would work
Who knows?
like 14 hours a day, but they barely be able to see their kids. The
What are they doing with the kids? What are they like?
The owner's
teaching the kids,
wife, the owner's wife was like the ringleader. She tell them that they. Oh my god, man, point that away. I want to see none of that. Damn, that's gross.
I had to show that Killer Cobb wanted to see them broken ass toes. There you go, boy. I continue. I apologize.
But yeah, she proctored all the kids and the homeschooling and all that. So they're all getting schooled and homeschooled, and they all be running around with the ringleader or like one of the women that were designated to watch the kids for that day while the other ones worked. So I mean, it's very
I
weird.
wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would trust them with my kids like that and shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's what's like. What are they teaching the kids? What are they teaching them?
Dude,
like,
these kids know like 3 different languages. These kids weren't like they were smart kids. They knew like 3 different languages. They're all happy. It looked like they're not. None of them were like fat or obese.
Are they raised up Christian now?
No, nothing about that.
Oh, fuck that shit, then, dude.
I mean, everybody has their own views of religion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. I'm just. I'm saying. I'm not really about that shit. Like. I am. I get a little crazy about. I got some acid reflux.
But yeah, I mean, at first they were like, you have to wear a mask, and then they set that aside, and they're like, you don't have to wear a mask, and then they tried. My wife signed a contract saying she'd be the one processing the cheese and all that in the cheese facility when it was built, and then they came down to her like the day after and said that she wouldn't be doing the cheese because of the new variant of the coronavirus, and whoever was there would have to wear a mask and live there. And literally, I was helping build this building for the cheese processing with the construction crew there, and they're building a second story, which I think, I may be wrong, but I think they're building that second story only to put a room up there, so for whoever's making the cheese and doing the cheese processing has to live there and only come down to do the cheese and then go back up. That's the kind of people like that, that you're dealing with. And it's not everybody. There's favoritism too. Some people can go do as they please, but majority of the people, they got to stay there and they can't leave.
So, like, what, do they get deported if they leave or some shit, dude? Like,
they get in trouble. There was one guy that worked there. His name was Kai, and he got in trouble because he was sneaking out and going to hang out with his friends and stuff. And they literally made him sold his car. They made him sell his car for him to keep working there.
How old is he?
He was like 20-something. He was like 29 or something like that.
What the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah, but he wasn't part of their group. You know what I'm saying? He was an outsider that came in to work, but he was basically making $4 an hour. They have you on a monthly salary where you only get paid once a month.
$4 an hour?
Yeah, like where you only get paid once a month. It's a set salary. It's non-exempt. You get paid a certain amount of hours, and that's it. But when you do the math, it's like $4 an hour. I mean, I was making 11.
You got to use your money. Do you got to use your money at the store?
Yeah, it's all your money. You got to use everything.
You got to use your money at that place if you live there.
No, the food's free and all that. You can go in the wellness center, do whatever you want. If you live there, you have to live there. But
I ain't never heard of some place that wants somebody to live so bad. Like, what's up, Virginia?
But dude, it was weird, man. They had us building these 2 mazes, like a stone maze where we're laying these rocks in the dirt, level with the dirt in the grade. And I mean, I'll have to get pictures of it. I don't have any because I broke my phone during that time. But we had to build 2 mazes. One was for the guests, and one was for the people that own the place in their yard. And they got 2 like little statues that go in the center. One was just a rock for the first maze, but the other one was like some kind of statue with a pagan symbol on it. And Yeah, it was really weird. I didn't get to see it because it was very. I'm very cynical, but the guy that was doing the digging for the statues, he said he wasn't going to touch it because it's against his religion. He was a Christian. I bet you're happy to hear that.
If I had touched that statue, I would have started smashing it with a hammer.
Yeah, but nobody touched that statue. Nobody touched. And this is after the fire. This is happening, and the only guy that did handle that statue with the forklift was one of the construction guys. And I shit you not, when he handled the statue and he moved it into place and brought it to the maze, a week after that, his house caught on fire on Christmas.
Oh my God, what?
Yes. Yeah, after the fire of the wellness center, he was the only one that touched that statue, and his house caught on fire. It started on the outside of his house.
Now,
and they have no
what,
idea how it started.
Okay, now what do you think? What started the wellness center fire? You think it was the business people?
It was
People
electrical. Yeah, there was something going on.
Or electrical?
Like, yeah, in the mechanic room, they have a bunch of industrial dryers that they stuff full of sheets, way too full. And I think one of them got too hot, started burning, or there was an electric short circuit, something like that happened. It's karma mainly. I mean, they're very narcissistic people. They buy everything they want, but if you ask for a raise, they won't help you. They say you're making enough.
Cheap,
you should be thankful for what you are making, the $4 an hour and the scraps, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're brush hogging on a tractor or weed whacking on hills all day, it don't matter.
Are you working for Jews?
No, they're not Jewish.
No, I just got. Oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. That was
Poker man, you fucked up.
That was an act.
And no, they're not Mormons either.
They're not Mormons either. That sounds
No.
like some shit Mormons would do. Their whole lifestyle and shit. Like
I'm
the whole
not sure.
lifestyle sounds like a.
I'm not familiar with the Mormon lifestyle or the Jewish lifestyle.
I'm familiar with both more than I should know.
I try to keep my religion to a minimum.
No, I say that shit. That's actually Mormonism is actually the fastest growing religion.
Yeah, it seems to be popular.
But
No,
they,
I like
Mormonism,
Hinduism and
witchcraft,
Buddhism.
and I
Witchcraft,
respect
yeah.
Buddhism way. Yeah,
I like
witchcraft is a
Buddhism
high growing
and
one too, apparently.
Yeah, that Wiccan stuff. That's all the new generation shit. They're doing that witchcraft.
Yeah,
All the face
that's
tatted
like some of that
ragamuffins.
hyper that's a hyper feminism emo goth shit. Like
Yeah.
that's that fucking.
It's hyper masculinism too.
Dude, no, they're anti-masculinism, dude. They hate that shit.
No, there's guys that do it too, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, I know. Should I give a shout out to one of our favorite rappers and shit?
Do
But
it.
you know, okay, Daco Sins and Spaced Out.
Who?
Remember Daco Sins?
No.
Coda?
Oh, Jacko?
Yeah, so imagine him.
What wasn't that
and,
it? Jacko? I thought it was Jacko.
No, it's Daco or Daco.
Oh, Daco.
So,
oh, okay.
This shit's hilarious. Imagine him and Cody called Decody
That
as a
pretty
rap
catchy.
band.
Decody.
Decody, I know, dude. That shit is
Dakotalicious.
hilarious. They be having their fucking Facebook photo together and shit like that. Like, what the fuck, dude? But anyway,
I got no Facebook. I got no
we
social
can't.
media,
Let's
so
not
I
talk
don't know.
about.
You can only find me on YouTube, and that's the way I'm going to keep it.
And I got his link. In the description, y'all. Go and check him out. Subscribe to him if you ain't already. Yeah, man. I've just been trying to keep my mind busy. I've been getting into Cody's. I've been getting. I didn't mean to go squirrel so hard. We went really off topic just now.
It's all good. But yeah, there's a few other things that I can't get into. Maybe
You can't just say I can't get into it. But
maybe if we were face to face and it wasn't online, I could get into it. But I'm not going to do it for the sake of professionalism. And
they will
I
never.
don't wanna,
Dude, they'll never find out.
well, it is online, so I don't want to.
That's
These people got
forever.
these people got enough money; they could just sue me for whatever they want. Really, I mean, I could just say something.
Or like
They can just sue me.
assassinate
Like sue me, just they prefer to sue me probably.
Yeah,
You know?
you haven't given a name though. You don't.
No,
People
but
don't even know what state you. They don't even know what state you live in.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
the doctor confirmed the toes were broken.
how did you break your damn toe? Did you fall? Did you kick something?
So the other day I was. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Damn, who the fuck? Somebody calling me. What the fuck, dude?
I just got a call too.
1 second. I gotta restart. Damn it. No, my shit won't even.
I can hear you just fine.
You hear? I cannot hear a word that you're saying, Bubba.
I'm not sure.
Damn it.
Nope.
Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool beans. But yeah, long story short, they're not a cult. They don't think they're a cult, but they act like it. They really do.
They might just be a community. They're probably just trying to start a community. They might feel some shit is coming soon. Like they might be feeling like
Oh,
it
the
just
shit
seems like
already
a
came.
cult to us.
COVID was their
So
like
do you have to have a vaccine to work there?
they highly like you know what I'm saying, they wanted you to have it. They wanted you to have your vaccine. Like if you worked inside the wellness center, you had to have your vaccine and had your card if you had to go in there. Which I went in there plenty of times in the mechanic room to do stuff and maintenance with just a mask on, which honestly doesn't make a fucking difference if it's not an N95 or a respirator. But they're very ignorant people. Like I said, you have to have a vaccine and wear a mask, and you're not allowed to leave. But people that were there the longest, they let them leave anytime.
Man, fuck that vaccine, dude. I will
And let me
never
tell
get
you,
that motherfucking shit.
they were
for
so
nothing.
scared about COVID and getting COVID, and it ramsacking their household. And dude, it happened. They're so pessimistic. The law of attraction works against them, man. Like I didn't bring no COVID in. They got it because they're all going out, coming back and forth. The owner goes back and forth from fucking Dubai and USA on airlines and shit, and he doesn't have to wear a mask going in anywhere. So it's just very, very.
Of course, the bourgeois don't have to do any of the same shit the regular people have to do.
What the fuck do you call that, man? So where you do one thing that you say you're not to. Hypocritical. Yeah, they're all hypocritical.
Yeah, dude, that's just like you heard about this shit going on in Canada right now with the truckers going on strike. Like,
I've not. I don't.
Apparently, well, you check this out. I check out little clips here and there, dude. Like, apparently, there's like a trucker convoy, and I got this from watching Northern Girl Hobbies and shit. You know what I'm saying? She's one of the friends in Canada, right? But they're all the truckers and shit. They're going to Canada. I'm not exactly educated on it too much, but apparently they're going up to the country's capital and shit. And they're like, all the truckers of Canada are protesting against this vaccine.
What's going on against them? Oh, the vaccine, the mandatory vaccine. Like, do they have to be vaccinated?
God damn it! I keep on getting a fucking bullshit.
Can you not hear me no more?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
This shit. Do you guys hear me? You hear me, Bubba?
I hear you.
Every time I get a call, this is why I hate doing this shit on this damn phone. I can hear you again. I'm sorry. Every time I get a call, I use my phone right now, which sucks, but we're working our way back up to
put it on airplane mode. Oh, are you using your phone for your video?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
What's
can't
up, Kathy?
But
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. After that, I quit that place. So the boss is gonna like fire me or something. He said he was.
Fuck that, dude. Quit before you get fired, dude.
Well, yeah,
what
he said
are you
it
thinking
over the
about
phone.
doing now?
And the other, I applied at a machine shop where my wife's granddad works.
That's your vibe too, huh?
Yeah. So hopefully I get that. But if I don't get that, then old reliable restaurants. That's where I'm heading.
That's what I hate. You know what I'm saying? Like I get paid good as fuck at the restaurants as a cook or as a server, but still,
sucks,
like
though.
it still sucks. It's very stressful, dude. It's very It's
But no,
just
I
you know,
want to know.
just it feels like you just put too much time in it for not getting enough money for all the shit you go through. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the machine shop plays out. I want to work there. It's a tire shop. The machine tires and retread
I
shit.
could see
and all
that for you, man.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
give me 1 second, Bubba. I'm gonna go try to holler at the Grays. It seemed good to be here. So
Graze the bush.
tell them how that music's been going for you, man.
It's been kind of slow. I got a new video, Ben Sevenfold cover, Dancing Dead by Ben Sevenfold. Editing's pretty good. Been working on editing a lot. Other than that, playing some piano and playing guitar. That's about it. If you want to check it out, go ahead. If not, it's cool. No hard feelings. But yeah. No Pilgrim's done left out. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to bore you.
Bubba, you ain't boring shit, Bubba. I think we're about to have a third mic on here. We're about to be getting this shit. One of our fucking closest friends.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it Buddy Crocker?
No, not Buddy Crocker. I wish. He'd be a way better guest, but okay, we had to get this. Gotta give this man a little bit of time. He's gotta get his phone charged and shit. But all this shit, dude, is crazy as fuck, dude. Like, how do you feel about? Like, I know you don't watch the news, but how do you feel about this Ukraine-Russia situation?
Don't
I
know
know
what's
you've
going
had
on.
you've had to have heard about that,
No, man, I don't watch any news or TV at all.
dude. I wish I
I'm
had it like
ignorant,
you,
man. I'm ignorant, and that makes me blissful, and that's all I care about.
See, that's
As
why
long
I
as-
say I'd be looking too much into it, man. We all be looking in this community right here, this prepping community. We be looking too much into the shit.
Yeah. I mean, where I'm at, dude, this town's like well over fucking 200, 300 years old. The house I'm living in's 100 years old. The house next to it is about 100 years old, and so on and so forth. And it's all old, retired people. And it's like, it's really not touched by the common shit that's going around.
Modern world, modern civilization.
Yeah. I mean, there's a church like 5 seconds from the house that I can throw a rock and hit. And every Sunday and Wednesday, you see the whole neighborhood rolling out to it. It's like, if you ever watch Midnight Mass on Netflix,
I want to.
That.
Don't
Dude, it's
spoil it.
Badass series. You gotta watch that shit. It's just like that, but
yeah,
no
I'm
crazy
about
shit.
to. Yeah, don't spoil it though. I heard it was cool as fuck.
Yeah, man.
That's one I want to check out. You guys need to check out The Devil All the Time. That's a movie.
The what?
It's called The Devil All the Time. It has Tom Holland in it.
Sounds scary.
It's not scary. It's like a drama and shit about the 1950s, 1960s, 1940s.
Okay.
It's about like old school. You'd like it. It's like anti-religion and shit. Like this movie is good, dude. Like it has like it's like about how like a preacher and shit gets this girl pregnant. And that's fucked up.
Oh God.
You'd like it.
I'll watch it.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, I'm working on a cover of George Thorogood.
What, Bad to the Bone?
No, close. Who Do You Love?
Dude, post that shit, dude.
I'm gonna do vocals and all. I'm working on it. I've been practicing.
Yo, who the hell thinks you might live in a haunted house, cuz?
Who, me? I definitely believe it's haunted, man. If you go down in the basement, you get a little scared. It's
his channel link is in the description of the video, Virginia. I believe my house right now is haunted by like I think that there's some negative energy in my apartment. There's some really bad negative energy, dude.
Well, I get more scared in an apartment because I know it's not mine. You know what I'm saying?
This shit, my apartment's been here since like 1975.
Holy shit!
So that's who knows what's happened in all them years.
But now this house definitely makes some crazy ass noises. We have a boiler furnace which runs off diesel, off-road diesel, and there's literally a fire in the basement inside a metal box that causes the heat to flow through the radiators in the boiler system. And when these radiators get warm, they start dinging. Like it sounds like a gong's being hit, and you can hear it through the entire fucking house. And it can keep you up sometimes at night because you feel like something's gonna explode, but it's just an old ass house, and all that metal gets warm and expands, and that's just what happens. I sometimes hear voices too, but I won't get too deep into that. I think that's just my imagination.
I hear voices sometimes too, Bubba. And I don't even know if it. I don't even. That's out of my house though. Oh,
Ditto.
nah, dude. Yeah, man, this good. At least everything's going good. But as far as like a haunting in your house goes, like really the only thing you can just got to keep good energy against it. You know, you got to call the power of Jesus on it. You know, for real. Like
Gary, I don't care if
I'm
my
about
house
to
is haunted
start
or
going.
not. If my house is haunted, I love it 1,000 times more because I could
You
say
don't want
that
to
it's
try to
haunted.
become. You don't want to try to become friends with the ghost. Maybe the spirit could help protect your home against a bit like.
Why the hell wouldn't I become friends, man? Astral project, just get on their level. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them, just try and get them to the light. I'm just fucking.
Yeah,
It's
blast
not
off on
that
some
easy.
DMT and shit, and you be fucking sitting there with the ghost and shit, having a detailed conversation with them.
I don't
And
think
how
the
old
house is
was your
haunted.
house again? How old? You said your house was
It's
built in the 30s, right?
it's built in 1925, so it's
1920. That's almost 100 years old.
97 years old. 97 years old. No, 98 years old now because it's 2022.
Wow. So you're almost there to
2024.
the 100-year mark,
Yeah.
dude. It's crazy how that house is still how the fuck is that shit still standing
They
there?
don't
Like,
build them like they used to, man. When I say that this house is built like a shit brick house, it's a literal shit brick house. It's all
and is
brick.
it still?
It's all concrete. They used oak floor studs. They use oak floor joists, roof trusses. Everything's fucking solid oak. The doors are oak. The rails are oak. The steps are oak. Like shit like this, they don't use anymore because the materials are so expensive. To use oak, it's one of the hardest, densest woods there is. So they don't
You
use.
gotta think.
They use. Yeah, they use like cedar or they'll use a spruce. But the majority of the construction going on nowadays is spruce. It's easy
You
to
got to think
find.
back in the day, it was probably they probably had more oak. It was probably
Oh
cheaper
yeah,
back in the
oh
day.
yeah. That's just how they did it. I mean, it's all copper piping for the water pipes. Like the doorknobs, they're crystal doorknobs. You know what I'm saying? Like these bitches are crystal doorknobs, and the crystal doorknobs, the ceramic doorknobs. The tubs are porcelain. The tub upstairs is porcelain. The tub downstairs is porcelain. Like it's crazy shit. Like it's an expensive ass house now, but when it was built in 1925, it was $20,000 on the market in full, the full price of the house,
Wow.
which is
How much was it again? Say it one more time.
$20,000, which is unreal today's time. You'll never find that house used, beaten down, burnt for $20,000
You
at all.
won't even find a shed for 20,000,
Nope.
dude. I saw they sold an RV for 20,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was like, you know, you didn't even. It wasn't with land. It was just the RV
Yeah.
by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to rent the land it was on. Like,
You ever watch those movies where the locks on the doors are like skeleton keys and like you see the eye poking through there? You know what I'm saying? Like in a haunting movie where the kid's looking through the door lock hole.
yeah.
Yeah, those are the kind of locks I have. And I found skeleton keys in the upstairs bedroom that's not being
Wow.
used. Yeah. And I've
No,
been locked. It's pretty cool. I'm
No,
missing like 5
skeleton
more of
key.
them though.
The skeleton key, man. Like that could be used for like any old school door or.
Well, they're different. Like each door has its own skeleton key. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a master key, and they all have different ridges on them that are different. But
Can I say real quick something? I'm not sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon, but I'd like to be. Drink PBR. Fuck every other kind of beer.
PBR and reefer, man.
Yeah, man. To see this shit in my part, it's like it's crazy. Like you think, like how often? So they've never had to replace any of the shit on the inside of the house. They've never had to replace the any of the wood, any of the walls. They've never had to replace any of the. They've had to replace the electricity a couple of times at least.
In your house or?
And yours,
Yeah, they put a new breaker panel in.
but
I did a lot of work on the walls, the plaster walls. I cut out some pieces and put in drywall just to make it easier. Had
that
to do some
outside.
plumbing. Yeah. Oh, the outside, they've had all the windows replaced on the outside. They had
Okay.
up-to-date modern windows. The ones that like you can bring up and then pull out, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And then fold them back in and pull them down.
You should do a video. Y'all should do a video showing off like some of that like house and shit. Somebody like a lot of people are into like old school houses like that, dude.
Dude,
Like,
it's such. I cleaned today. I fucking made everything spotless, man. It really is. It cleans up nice. I mean, it makes every sound you can possibly think of, dude. It'll keep you up at night when you listen to the house because it's just settled and it makes random ass sounds. But besides that, for a first house, man, I'm glad I put the work into it. That was a lot of work, but it was worth it.
yeah, dude, because it's not like you're putting work into some shit that's being rented and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Like,
I mean, we don't own it, but it's going to be passed down through will when the time comes, you know what I'm saying? And it will be owned. And we're not going to get kicked out anytime soon unless we're doing crazy shit like fucking partying. But
partying, going crazy. Now y'all are like keeping it straight. You know what I'm saying? I got a question. If somebody's got a question for you, Hoodall says, "Are the doorknobs low on the doors? Most of the people were shorter, and the doorknobs were lower back then." He's a short. Jose's probably about 5'5", 5'4".
bro, I'm 5'11", dog.
There's no way
Damn,
you're-
I'm 5'11", man.
Okay, I feel
I'm
like
right
like
up
this
to your.
much
I'm
tall.
right up to your chin.
You're right up to my chest right here.
Yeah, the doorknobs. No, they're about standard height. Her grandparents were like 6'7". You know, they were tall people. So the doorknobs are
Norwegian
they're
or
standard
some shit,
height.
huh? You got to think there's like Norwegian people and shit like that
Yeah.
coming over who's tall
I
as
mean,
fuck.
on the interior doors, they are a little bit lower on the door, but for like the front exterior door and the back exterior door, it's common doorknob height. I mean, there's not much different about
Okay.
modern doorknobs.
Okay, because I do hear people used to be like about 5 inches shorter on average back in the day or some shit. Like,
Dude, man,
the average-
they don't have the people like they do back in the day building these houses, man. Because let me tell you, these radiators, the heating system in here, it's primitive shit. Like, let me show you this, man.
let's see that shit.
You see that hunk? of
Patricia, I'm 6 foot.
You see that iron
Let me
right
see.
there? That's an all-American iron radiator. That thing weighs about 350 pounds.
Woo! Is
Yeah,
that original?
and if they don't assemble them in the house, and if they're already pre-assembled, somebody's got to carry them in here. And there's upstairs too, so they got to carry them
Have
upstairs.
somebody to do that shit. It's at work. It's somebody whose job is to do that shit to bring it in.
Yeah, and
Wow.
we had to move one because one was fucking spraying water everywhere in our room. And let me tell you, it was one of the heaviest things I've ever lifted or tried to lift. I had to put it on like cardboard and just slide it across the floor.
Dude, you should have called me, dude. I would have drove out there and helped you move that shit.
No, I got it. I was passionate.
That's
so
a
I
little
got it done.
personal thing. Yeah, you had to, dude.
But yeah, we've had quite a few water leaks. That was the biggest
See.
thing, but we got that patched up, and thank God.
Are y'all on a lease? Are you guys on a lease? You guys
Nah,
paying-
there's no lease, there's no rent. We just pay the bills. We pay water and electric, and that's it. And diesel for the furnace, which is fucking expensive if you don't have enough money to keep it going.
Really? See, how much
Yeah.
is the diesel cost running?
It's $3 a gallon. Off-road diesel is $3 a gallon.
That's something that
and-
people should need to like take into consideration and shit. Yeah.
And if you don't fill the 2 tanks all the way up, it's not as ergonomic. If you're just putting it in as you go, it burns quicker. It's like filling your car up to the brim instead of putting $10 in it. You know, I mean, my wife told me that, so you know.
That's
has
where the
merit.
wisdom comes from most of the time. We had to begrudgingly accept this wisdom, but that's still
Dude, man, all my cars lived fucking an eighth of tank at a time, half a tank max at a time, man, until my wife was like, you know, you have better gas mileage when you fill your tank up and it lasts longer. And I was like, oh.
You guess how much my monthly payment on my car is?
How much?
$446.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 2016 Jeep Patriot.
I bet it's nice.
It's nice, but I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? If it was a 2022, that'd be a little different story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, if I had like, I should be paying.
Wait,
how much for, like,
weren't you
black-
driving a Cherokee? Oh, your wife's driving it, isn't she?
Yeah, that's my. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the ex-wife. That's my ex-wife.
Man, I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee 2007 that I paid $400 a month on, and I wrecked it, and I had to pay for it a year and a half more, and I wasn't driving it. $400 a month. But
Fuck, dude. You
but
don't want
the-
your credit. That shit will. That
the
shit will
insurance
destroy your
company,
credit.
the finance company, the car lot, they didn't know it was wrecked because I was making them payments. You know what I'm saying? And I got the title for it too. I paid it off and got the title, but I gave it away. It was just I gave it back to the person that gave it to me. I done treated her too badly. That poor Jeep. I
See,
miss
that's
that
somewhere.
fucking Jeep, man.
That's what I'm. Killer Cobb, hop up on here, man. That's what's got me tripping, man. Cause like the job I got right now is kicking ass, dude. But my car and shit, like making that, I gotta drive like 40 minutes to get to my job right now, cause
That sucks, man.
yeah, dude. That's shit. And this other job I had the chance. They told me it was gonna be like cabin inspector job, getting paid about $700 a week. But guess what?
Bullshit.
No, it's cool as fuck. But guess what? The bullshit is.
What?
You put 800 to 1,000 miles per week on your car, so
And
you're
they don't
doing
pay
about
for
a
that,
year's
yeah.
worth, and they don't pay for gas. They don't pay for car. So you got a year's worth of driving in 1 month to get paid $16 an hour. I don't know about that, man. I don't even know if it's worth a shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
And the
just because
best,
it's a maintenance position kind of shit. You know?
the best thing to do, have good credit, and just save every dime you can.
You got to build that credit up, huh? Dude?
Even if you're
That's
just
I get
working,
that.
yeah. Even if you're just working paycheck to paycheck, if you could just save $100 each paycheck and not touch it, not acknowledge its existence, not fuck with it,
Fuck, that's
you'll save
$1,200 at the end of the year.
yeah,
you have
you'll save up
1,200
money,
bucks.
man. That's what I try to do. Like I saved
You
up
come.
about $500 before I quit my job, and I got the bills paid for the next 2 months. And I had to get a loan, a small one, but I get
But
to pay
you
that
don't
monthly.
smoke cigarettes and shit. Like you don't
Yeah,
smoke
exactly.
bud.
And
like,
that's
you
another
don't,
thing, man. Bad habits cost the most, dude.
Fuck, I'm about to smoke a cigarette right now. Yeah, hell yeah, these bad habits cost a motherfucking like. Dude, I am trying to figure out the way to quit cigarettes, buddy. Like,
Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Go cold turkey, but chew a lot of gum and a lot of sunflower seeds.
at the same time,
Yes. Well, like
fuck.
different times. I had a guy I work with, man. He went cold turkey. And get a vape, get like one of them non-nicotine vapes so you have like the habit of smoking something, but you got to quit that too because it still gives you popcorn lung. It's still just as bad. But I'm telling you, man, just go cold turkey. Let it fucking kill you. Let it suck. Every time you're jonesing, man, fill your mouth full of sunflower seeds, like salty ass sunflower seeds, man, and chew them bitches. Like the
I'd be getting
barbecue
violent.
salted sunflower seeds, man.
I'll be getting violent with no cigarettes. So when I wake up, dude, I'll be waking up and I'll be cursing people. I'll be like saying,
Hey,
I pray
listen.
to God. I pray
Listen.
that God strikes you down and kills you right here. Fuck you. Like, I'll
Let me
be
tell
saying
you.
horrible shit. What?
I'm gonna tell you, I lived in a trailer park in Newport
You
with-
probably heard that every day.
with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Oh, 6, because one of the dude's wives. 6 people that smoked cigarettes, drank, and had to have weed to be in a good mood. And if I can get a check back for all the times I bought cigarettes and spent money on cigarettes and bad habits, I could honestly finance I could get a mortgage from a bank and I can finance a goddamn fucking mansion. I swear to God I could. I'd have enough
I think about
money.
how
I'd have enough money to live in a fucking mansion. Well, not a mansion, but like something
Exactly.
that's fucking 5-room, 5-bathroom, something nice.
I think about all the money I spent. Whenever I was younger, I used to smoke some bud. You got to like way like when I was younger, dude. Before I started having kids, dude, like I used to smoke bud like that's what my money was spent on. Like I say, I got an $800 check, I'd be spending about fucking $400 on weed. You know what I'm saying? That's
I've been
not,
there,
you know,
man.
that's not good,
I've been
dude.
there. No,
And that
it's not.
that's why, like, I'm pro bud. I'm pro smoking weed.
It's better
but
to
I'm
get one
also-
plant and grow and just go off that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't think it's, you know, a lot of young people, you know, they'll be thinking, oh, I just want to get high and smoke weed forever, and that'll be a good lifestyle.
That's exactly what it is.
And they just, you know, that you get caught up, especially if you have, like, a lot of people, they got depression. A lot of people, like, they be getting all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Well, they
right?
say they do, but majority of the people
And-
don't. They're just
Yeah,
doing it 'cause
exactly. But then
want
they
to.
end up getting on a dependency smoking this marijuana and shit.
Yep. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't. It's a mental addiction type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if they do not smoke, they'll go crazy.
I'm telling you, Pilgrim, if you were to stop smoking cigarettes, you would notice a whole difference in your time mentality.
See, dude, cigarettes is my thing. Cigarettes is my problem, dude.
I mean, it takes away flavor and food. It kills taste buds, gives you headaches, all kinds of crazy shit, man. It's
I've been smoking probably for about, let me see, I started smoking when I was 14. I'm about to be 28, so that's about 14 years. So,
Yep.
fuck, my lungs are blacker than a motherfucking son of a bitch.
Well, it's a good thing you smoke marijuana because it kind of counteracts the carcinogenic effects of smoking cigarettes. Believe it or not,
I smoked Delta 8.
I'm not sure what that does. I've never tried.
It's the
Delta.
same thing.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard it's
just
pretty good.
legal.
I just never tried it.
It would definitely give someone like you a buzz and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
I've heard
it gives me
up.
one too. Yeah, it gives me one too. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives a
I've
regular
heard people
smoker.
getting really fucked up on Delta 8.
But that's just completely legal. They're
Yeah,
trying
that
to
is
make it
legal.
illegal though. They're trying to make it illegal though.
Oh god, that sucks.
Yeah, because they don't like that day people having fun catching a buzz out there. Oh, see, I thought the vape hitting that fucking. I think that hitting on a vape will help me quit smoking cigarettes too, for sure.
Yeah, it would.
Last time
But it's just it's like $20 for a vape, dude.
We're in a second staging. See it stop.
My Uncle Jason just sent me a picture from Florida of a SpaceX launch.
Send it. Show us the video right now.
I can't. He has a Samsung, so when he sends a video to my iPhone, it's like so small you can barely see it, and I can't zoom in on it either.
Last time I seen it was like blue. They're in a second staging. See it stop. It's fucking.
That's crazy as fuck.
Keith, shout out Keith. He apparently he sent me a video a couple days ago, like 3 or 4 days ago. He said that SpaceX was gonna be launching a bunch of missiles or some shit into this comet to test something out or some shit.
Comment.
Or to asteroid, they're gonna be launching it. Keith, can you tell us more about that in the comments or some shit, brother? Yeah, because they're experimenting on how to fuck with the asteroids in case they go there. I think there's gonna be an asteroid impact soon, man. I think it's something fucked up is coming, dude. Our whole civilization is gonna be fucked up soon, dude. Like, and there's just so many different options as to what it could be.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's an asteroid. It's crazy. I can't see you, Pilgrim.
1 second, Bubba. I was having to get I had to step outside to smoke a cig and I had to leave all my camera equipment in
I got you.
the little studio. Okay, I think we might be getting this big ogre son of a bitch up on here in the next 5 seconds.
Big what?
Oh shit! Okay, here's what it is. Keith
Going
said
to hit
there's
the moon. Holy
Now, how
shit.
much shit hits that moon all the time though? You know, all those holes in the moon they say are from meteor. They say the moon used to be part of the Earth. Like if a meteor impacts to the Earth, it caused the moon to get separated.
From during a certain elliptical orbit, when the moon is closest to the Earth, it's only like a 3-year journey via rocket to get to the moon. And
Wow.
if a rocket can go that long, 7 years, without running out of its fuel supply, then damn, that's crazy. But that's what SpaceX has been doing. And if it hits the moon, if it's not a nuke, it's not going to do nothing. It's just going to crash. And it's not like a bomb. It's just. But,
What do you think would happen if we fucked with the moon too much?
oh, dude, this planet will destroy. If we didn't
It
have
controls
a moon,
the tide, huh?
no, it controls the tide, gravitational pull, weather. Controls a lot of them.
I heard it fucks with our emotions too.
It controls a lot of menstrual cycles in male and female animals too. Like it's weird. The moon is very important. Without it, we would die. We would die.
See,
Yeah, we
I
can't-
noticed something. What's up with the moon being closer? You notice sometimes I feel like I'll be looking at the moon now and I'm like, wow, this shit's closer than it used to be.
There's a word called for it. Let me look it up. Like when it looks orange and it's huge.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, but
There's
that
a
happens.
word.
I used to hear some shit like, "Oh, it only happens like that every 400 or 500 years." I've been seeing it turn like
Nah,
that
it's
fucking
not
2-3
that.
times a year, dude. Like I've been seeing that shit like 3 or 4 times a year, dude. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you guys something. Okay, you guys ready for this? I want to show you something, Bubba. Like, oh, fuck, I can't. God dang it.
Oh, okay. It's it only looks that big and orange. Like what I was saying, when during a certain time of the orbit of the year, the moon is closer to the Earth. That's when it looks blue and small because the light doesn't have to travel as long as the distance. But deeper into the orbit, the moon's light has to travel a farther distance, and all those what do you call them? The bluer wavelengths of light are scattered away, leaving more longer and redder or orangish wavelengths. That's pretty
What
simple
exactly?
explanation.
That's true, and that affects our minds as well, like our emotions.
Yeah, the moon does that.
They say Hoot Owl said the hospital ER is full more whenever they have a full house and there's a full moon.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's
all the
whenever
crackheads come
like
out to
people
play.
would be acting. Yeah, exactly. That's when people are tweaking the most and shit. Isn't there?
That's when the werewolves transform and they go out hunting.
They go out from werewolf to full blown tweak.
Yeah.
Like for real, they're like.
There's another natural phenomenon
Rob.
of the moon where when it's cold, you'll see a ring around the moon, like it's an aura. Me and my wife saw it one time.
My friend, Mr. Brian, he used to say that the moon, when he had the eye around it, that was the eye of God looking at human men. Oh shit,
yeah,
Virginia makes a very good point. Lunacy, the root word of lunacy is luna, which means moon.
Yeah, check this out.
Let me see that shit.
That right there. It's just a halo around the moon.
I've seen it like that before, yeah. Mr. Brian said that looks like God's eye.
That happens when
When
particles of light have to travel through ice clouds and it refracts the moon's light. It's like looking through a lens. That's badass, man. We saw that one night. We were like, damn, that's crazy.
That's, I think that's when probably like so they need to like change the light fixture out or some shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We live on this flat earth.
It's only flat when you exit the gravitational prism of Earth.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And only the top is flat. There's still an underneath.
I know I was gonna get you. I'm starting to believe. I don't believe in flat Earth no more. But you know what I'm starting to believe in though, for real, is like there's a hidden civilization inside of the planet. Like there's another one. No, I've already back in.
They got an episode about that. You'd like it.
I'll check it out. I'll check that one out. I fuck with ancient aliens, but like I watched some shit that disproved that shit and made fun of it, and I was like, oh my god.
I know.
But I believe. I believe in a lot of shit, though. I believe in some shit you don't even believe in. So you gotta.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me, we've had these conversations deep in work.
Like, dude, I gotta send you this shit. Are you on Facebook, Joe?
I'm not on Facebook. I got Messenger, and that's it.
I'm gonna send you this shit on Messenger, man. There's this thing called Tartaria. Tartaria. It was apparently the Tartaria was this ancient civilization. They created the Titanic and all the state buildings. They created everything, right? But they got wiped out by the British Empire like 200-300 years ago, supposedly.
I think I've heard about this.
And like this Tartaria shit's very interesting. It makes sense if you look deep into it. I can't really give too much of an educated answer. Thank you, Hollow Earth. What's up, Bug Dude? My fucking brother. Goddamn, motherfucking Bug Dude. Bug Dude was there on the fucking first podcast I ever did.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, that shit But yeah, dude, I really do believe it is a Hollow Earth type deal going on right now. Like, I really do believe, yeah, but I believe the Tartaria is connected with it. Either the because I was hearing, this shit is connected to Tartaria, the human brain. No, we about to go deep into a rabbit hole time. What's up, ghetto, brother? Rabbit hole, Alice, come join the fucking rabbit hole. We're about to go down a fucking rabbit hole. Y'all ready? So check
Let's
this
go
out.
down the rabbit hole.
This is like mud flood. This is called the mud flood theory. The mud flood hypotheses, right? So check this out. I believe the Tatarians are underground, but they say this: all the mountains and shit that you see are actually tree stumps. All right, ancient petrified fucking tree stumps, dude. And look into this shit. These are the
I've heard
and
about this. Yes.
human beings used to be 2 miles fucking tall, supposedly, according to the conspiracy theorists. This Tataria shit goes deep though. Beyond all that bullshit, they're saying that the bones that we find from these dinosaurs and all this fucking bullshit like
Used to be
that,
giants.
human beings, yes, Nephilim. But you know, and this flood is in every religion, dude. This
Yep.
flood is in every religion. These giants are in every religion. Fucking
I don't know if they're 2 miles
and
tall.
we live in, like, let's say they could have influenced our great grandparents to, like, they grew. You're like that cult place he was talking about, the children in the special classes. Dude, you teach children some shit, be like, that never existed. A child's mind will accept whatever the fuck you teach them. All right? And then they'll grow up, and then they'll teach their kids, boom, another child's mind. And check this out, all the teachers at the school grew up in the same generation as the grandparents and the parents of that child's fucking life. So they also have the same lies in them. But we're living in one big lie, dude. The earth, I digress. This rabbit hole has me fucking going squirrel like crazy because, like no, because like all these capitals, you notice all of the and I wish I had my PC right now to really go and show photos and shit. But you can share images on your side too if you want to. But all of these capitals, they all have the same architecture, the same dome-like architecture. All of these cathedrals, all of this shit. And that was the Tesla energy, and this is all connected to Tataria still, y'all. But all this shit, like the architecture, you mentioned how the buildings used to be built to last, right?
Yeah.
That was with Tatarian fucking building techniques, dude. That's why some of these state capital, like these buildings, like in Washington D.C. and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? They're old, dude. You know, they're like that's why they last so long, dude. You're like, what? And apparently, like, you see all these old churches in Russia and all these old buildings in Mongolia and China that are like fucking 600-700 years old and haven't had to have any repair. You know what I'm saying? They had a different way of building shit. And the reason the Titanic sunk was because they didn't know how to operate it the way the Tatarians had operated it. They were a
China's a whole
steampunk
lot
society.
smarter than us, so I bet the architecture is way better.
Dude, no, they're like, you know, for like about 4,000 or 5,000 years they've been called China, dude. That's the oldest fucking let me see. We'll hop up on her, Virginia.
So the Tatarians were aliens, basically, is what they're trying to say.
No, they were from the alien, probably the Anunnaki fucking around with the DNA a million years ago, but they were human beings. They were giants, though. They were like Goliath's people. They were giants, like the Great Kali and shit. They looked like people from India.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't think they're 2 miles tall. I think like 100 feet.
No, they weren't too. Oh, who knows how fucking what it was a million years ago in the human mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, apparently this human, like, this shit, dude, this Tatarian shit has been blowing my mind, cause like this Tatarian shit, like, has been blowing my mind. Yeah, why do some buildings have half the windows underground? Thank you, Virginia. Please hop up on here. That's because these buildings, like, they were meant to like fit like people that are an average of 10 feet tall. Like we lost some people. We lost like four or five Agent Smiths.
Mm-hmm.
We keep that shit real. We keep that shit real as fuck, dude. But you got to take us back from that, yo. You got to. I can't. Maybe I went a little too far with that one right there.
No, there's actually, I mean, it's like the pyramids in Egypt and all that. I mean, there's ancient civilizations and like certain buildings made that were discovered in Egypt, where the arbors are so tall and like the walkways are so tall and the hallways are all tall, and it's said that giants would live there. like the giants of that time or of Egypt or whatever they were living there, because everything was so tall. There's no way just normal sized people would make it or be able just to walk or navigate through it without being lost. So like, yeah, it's definitely a, you know, if you ever watched Jack the Giant Slayer, it probably went down.
Dude, that's a badass movie, dude.
It is, and it's actually
Keith said
funny
they've.
because the pillars that in some of the civilizations, the pillars that are used for foundation support, each of them make a different note of music. Like you hit one and it sounds out an A, and you'll hit another and it'll make like a B flat, and like you can play songs on them. And that's how they were made.
What is this again?
I'm not sure what the name of it is called. It's some ancient civilization in Egypt. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like the pillars were
That's
made.
another old one too.
They were made in the chromatic scale. Not the Western style chromatic scale, but like the ancient chromatic scale of like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like the notes on an instrument. It's pretty cool.
Man, you just blew my mind. The sounds, and that connects to the Tartarian shit too, because the Egyptians, they didn't build the pyramid. They don't know who built the Sphinx. Like, do you know that we live closer to the time of Cleopatra than she did to the time the pyramids were built?
Whoa.
So Cleopatra is about 2,000 years ago, but the pyramids are about 3,000 or 4,000 years before her.
And the Sphinx is honestly, it's been discovered that through water erosion found on the side of the statue of the Sphinx, that the Sphinx has been dated back farther than the Great Pyramids, meaning the Sphinx was built before the Great Pyramids. At the
Wasn't
time of
it built whenever?
At the time of the Atlanteans, that's when
it
was
was built whenever there were like trees and shit there, correct?
Yeah.
It was built whenever there was like forests and rainforest and shit, and it was just like the rest of Africa, huh? Well, dude, imagine. I heard that. I was watching a video. I'll send it to you later. I texted it to you. There's a supposedly in 2022 they're going to be discovering a bunch of ancient civilizations underwater and shit. Yeah. I really do believe these Atlanteans, dude. I really believe they existed, man.
Me too. Just give me a second. Give me a second, Bogan.
No, take your second, man. I'm gonna go and smoke a cigarette real quick. I'll be talking to everybody. I put the link out there. Virginia's gonna be popping on here in a second. Give her some time, or have a graze the bush hop in here. We haven't gotten to a good deep conversation like this on this channel in a long time.
Okay, there we go.
And he said, Bug Dude said, Devil's Tower in Wyoming looks like, and I definitely think that does look like petrified tree too, dude. Like. Because, like, why? It wouldn't be all this shit was connected to God somehow. It's not crazy. Like
it definitely is.
It makes because they don't want people to believe in any. They don't want you to be an atheist either. They want you to believe in the Antichrist.
Well, never mind.
Like that shit, dude. Like it's That shit's worrying, dude. You know, like who knows what else they're gonna be teaching. Let me see who we have right here. What up, Virginia? What up?
Hey.
Good to
all
have
of
you
this,
on
it
here.
kind of pairs back to antediluvian society. In other words, pre-Noah's flood. We know in the Bible there were cities and a whole world societies had been created, and allegedly after that flood started over. Well, what was there before? And what kind of infrastructure did they have? And what, after the waters recede, what did we do with those places? I also think about the older buildings here in, let's say, the United States, in North America. Our powers that be have spent untold amounts of money trying to hide the history of the people who were here before in order to continue the narrative of us coming over here, being able to claim ownership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Understandable.
See, whenever really, I feel like it's been like a trade-off in between civilizations, huh? Like, for the past million years, like I mean, we build up to it, but the ultimate that's like what's the purpose behind it all? So it's got me tripping, Virginia. It's like why what for a million years this human civilization starting and restart. We're probably not even at the last level. We're probably gonna they're probably like 22 more resets left. You know what I'm saying? Like this is probably not even the last reset. We're probably gonna build up another civilization in the next 15,000 years. You know.
It'll be on Mars.
Yeah, we might go back home to Mars. So
As I say, we already
Yeah.
we had to leave, as I say, we fucked Mars up so bad we had to leave the first
we
time.
had to leave,
Yeah.
and yes, that is certainly a possibility. To answer what you're kind of asking, Pilgrim, as far as when I look into flat Earth or I look into antediluvian societies or Tartaria or any of it, the only conclusion I have really come to is that they, whoever they are trying to hide God, because the tool of
Exactly.
Satan is deception, lies, fear, ultimately control, and enslavement of your mind, heart, and temple, which is you. What is on either side of your head? Temples. The church of God is in you. That's what they are hiding. And it's like, yeah, that's a lot of money and a lot. Oh, look at the kitten.
Oh, no.
He's a little baby.
That's a lot of effort. But if you were the devil, wouldn't you isn't that your job? And so far he's winning.
Yeah, I definitely believe
definitely
God
is.
is inside you as a person. I mean, you don't have to have
He gives you that choice.
a middleman to connect yourself to him or talk to
Correct.
him, be able to connect to that certain deity.
Agreed.
I mean, it would kind of go against, like, you know, the spirit and the conscience and all that. You know, it's like basically if you have to go to church to connect to God, it's like you literally have to have someone to interpret feelings for you then and follow you around to interpret what you're trying to say to somebody and how you
And,
feel
you
about
know,
it.
For the longest time, the priest was the only one that could read.
Yeah, they kept it all in Latin.
They
In the
didn't allow
Western
nobody
world,
else
the Bible
to.
was all
And
kept
that's
in
why they
Latin.
could only read it, because it was in Latin. You have to learn
Yeah.
that
Dude.
language.
And back then, your landlord and shit could fuck your wife. He could like beat the shit out of you. You could never move out because you know what I'm saying. And he was like, you know, he couldn't even read though either. But that's what I'm
That's
saying,
old
like,
ways of thinking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking
old ways of
horrible.
thinking.
I
That's
know. like back then, your landlord and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like he was like this whole that's connected to the story though, man. Like I feel like a lot of religions are like that though, where they say it's better to be a good slave than it is to fight back against your master. What's up,
Christianity's like
Huckleberry?
Hey,
I know, but that's my choice. That's my God though. That's my religion of choice. But I try to look at it in a theological way, you know, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Christianity is basically two separate religions. When you get in the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's
Mhm.
like a lot of
Exactly.
New Testament followers, they don't even believe in the Old Testament just because it talks more
I
about
believe
like,
in the Old Testament so much though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like
I mean, it just
you gotta
gets more into
balance it, though.
detail, like, and it matches descriptions of other religious books. You know, I mean, it matches other religions and their stories, and that's why the New Testament was made to not match it as much as it has been referred to.
Well, if you compare the Old and New Testaments, the Old Testament, one could argue, is polytheistic. There are more
Yes.
than one God.
My wife tells me about that. Yes,
There are gods of various elements.
exactly.
You go to the New Testament, it all gets
It's
funneled into
just
one.
God. Yes, just
Yes.
God.
Hoot Owl, I agree with you. You that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's like in the Lost Book of Mary Magdalene. It's not in the New Testament because it's connected to Buddhism and Hinduism in a way. Because
Mhm.
it talks about the 7 demons or the 7 blockages in Mary Magdalene's body that she had to overcome by herself.
The chakras.
Yeah, the chakras, through channeling God through herself without a
I
middleman.
didn't know
Yes.
about all this shit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see, I've done my research. My wife told me this, but it's basically linked to Hinduism because of the 7 chakras, like the meridians in your body that you control personality and your endorsing glands. Your chakras are your endorsing glands. You have 7 chakras. You have 7 endorsing glands, and each of those endorsing glands control factors of your personality. They release neurotransmitters like serotonin, like dopamine, and all that. Adrenaline, all those actually help your personality and give you some kind of physical attribute. So it's not just like a piece of, it's not just an energy ball of light in your body. It's an actual fucking organ that's in your body, keeping you alive. But,
It's measurable. If
it can be
the
scientifically
key or the
proven. Yeah,
key, it is
exactly.
measurable, and
energy. Yeah,
we ignore it in Western science. They're
Yes, we do. In
taught
Western
to ignore it
religion,
in
mainly,
Western
yeah.
science.
Why do you think after you get done with my bad? I'll let you finish.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Why do you think we ignore all this kind of stuff though?
it goes
like,
against
what do
the
you
religion.
Think? See, and that's what has me so fucked up on
See,
this shit,
science
dude. Like it's
and
almost like if we.
religion, it's two different things. Like science
Because
is one thing,
I
and
do
religion
believe
is
in
another.
God. Like I believe in God because I know that's my God, and I don't want to go to hell, and I also love God. But on the other hand, imagine how our fucking earth would be if we never had any of these religions at all.
Right.
I think it'd be a.
We would fucking be in like we'd already have the whole universe fucking discovered and colonized.
I think it'd somewhat be not a better place, but a more.
We'd have all the ocean discovered. We'd know everything in that
It'd
ocean.
be more
by now.
unified. You know, the Earth as a whole would be more unified if religion
Do
was
you think
never a thing.
racism is connected to this religion shit? Do you think
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
any
Oh
racism?
yeah, it's got.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
thank
I
you.
mean, in the Bible, it talks about having slaves and how good it is, and if they're
But not
certain
connected
color.
to race, though. Not connected.
No, the Bible has been whitewashed. All
Yeah.
the
But
characters have been
some of the stuff
whitewashed.
in the Bible does talk about. Yes, it is. It's better, and it's talk about the curse of Ham. Yes, and
Mhm.
stuff like
And
that.
dude,
how-
if Jesus was born in Jerusalem, man,
and they said
it's
try to act like Jesus. with the
springtime,
blonde-haired,
it's
blue-eyed
summer,
cracker.
dude. He's with the Israelites, man. He's gonna be golden brown
He
from
was
that
like a
suntan.
honky.
You know, see, he ain't no
Exactly.
pale white shine. He's gonna be
They try
brown.
to think
man.
like Jesus. Jesus is not Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They try to depict him like fucking full 6-pack abs and shit. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
man.
Like, and like he
probably
was
did have
probably
full
like
6-pack
skinny.
abs.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
probably like starving almost and shit. You know, he lived a life of an aesthetic.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
slavery is not
you're right.
connected to race. No, it's slave. Every human civilization in the history
There
of
has
this
been
earth has
slavery,
been built on slavery. Like
yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
the Native American ones, the African ones, the East
Yep.
Asian ones, the South
Irish.
Asian ones. Like the Irish kept slaves. Like
Egyptians.
back, it was fashionable in those times. If you conquered another people, if you conquered another tribe, you would enslave all their people. Like they'd become
Yeah.
slaves to your tribe would enslave their tribe.
Yeah, I really don't know much about
It'll
religion.
come back. And this shit hits the fan. This shit hits the fan. Slavery will come back into the vengeance and for the years. Like slavery is not just. We think of slavery like chattel slavery, where it's like in the United States back in those times, like in South America and shit, right? But for the longest time, slavery was like sexual slavery and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like they did that shit for like. When the Barbary pirates would go and kidnap people from Ireland and England and France and shit like that, they would shoot. Because like the Moors, they would prefer to find these like white slaves and shit over. So it's not about race, but slavery is just about like conquest. Slavery is about dominance, basically.
Yeah, it is. Agreed.
And it's fucked that, they did that shit to the Native Americans when they got here too. But as a priest, he said, this is fucked up. We shouldn't be doing this to these people. And he said we should do it to Africans instead. And I forgot this man's name. But at the end of his life, he said, I don't think we should be doing it to these Africans either. This slavery is horrible now that I think about it, even if the Bible says it is okay.
I doubt slavery will ever be fully abolished. You know what I'm saying?
No, never. Slavery will
Yeah,
never be
it's
abolished.
there.
Neither will. No, it'll always
It's a
be
fad.
there, dude.
So is racism.
It'll always
and all
be
that.
there.
Even if
Racism will always
we
be there.
colonize another fucking planet and go back to living on Mars, there's still gonna be some goddamn racism going
We'll
on.
find a difference.
Guaranteed.
There'll be a
It's
difference.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know much about religion,
What do y'all think about that?
racial affiliation, but the few things I do know, I use them as my trump cards, even though I come from a
Like
place
they
of
used to be using this Bible, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna hand it over to somebody else. They used to be saying in this Bible that, like I said, a good slave will listen to its master. But this is crazy. Like, because I do believe in that, and nothing will ever shake my belief in Jesus Christ as my God. But I do believe that this Bible has been perverted and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's been changed for sure. Because I do not believe that there are white people in the Bible. I wish they was, but I just don't think that. I know they're not.
Pilgrim? for that. That's the way
my
your God
shit
would
shut
want you
down.
to think. Yes, that's the
I
way
know
your
that's
God
the
would
way
want
my
you to
God
think.
would want me to think. But
No God or deity wants his people to be rich and ignorant and have material items. It's not about that. No God
Exactly.
would want that.
People don't want to give up their riches and shit.
Yeah, they want them to have peace of mind and respect,
Oh,
and love, compassion.
Virginia, where'd you go? Ghetto, my bad, Bubba. I was going.
Pilgrim, you're God's favorite, man.
We all are.
You're God's favorite.
What's up,
Jose,
fellas?
this is my buddy. This
How's
is
it going,
Ghetto
Ghetto?
right here.
Órale, Jose.
Ole, ¿cómo estás? I don't speak much Spanish, but I try.
He's actually an Indian or
Native
Native American. Sorry, my bad.
I probably got some Hispanic in there too. I mean, my tribe.
Dude, we're all
you know,
mutts.
Yeah, we all migrated down west, so I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. We're all part of the same bundle.
Well, I mean, is in America, we're all just a melting pot by design.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like I'll be checking. Like whenever we did my my family's DNA test, it was almost like 3% sub-Saharan African. It was like 15% like Native American and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of it was European. But you're not gonna have any. There's no
dude, genetics are
pure-blooded
so
anybody.
crazy, man. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's no pure blood.
That's
anybody.
why I do not stand for any of this fucking like like these Aryan Nation type people and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as like, and there's never been such a thing as like a pure anything. Because
It's like, why would you want to be a purebred? You know? I mean,
Well, it
it's like-
depends on the Aryans you're talking of.
I'm not talking about the ones from India.
No, I'm talking about the Aryans.
No, as I'm saying, you're talking about the Punjabi Indian. Like Aryan is like a religion and shit. That's like a language. That was like an Indian, like from northern India and shit. Like, but like people don't
Yes,
really
white, black, brown, all of them was a part of the Aryans.
These people like what I've been studying on these Turkish people on these different nomadic tribes from the steppes. Apparently, like when you look into all this shit, all this like German races, all these English people, all these white. Like they had like a heavy mix of these nomadic tribes people coming into their country and like just killing the men and fucking the women.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
that, they get a lot of thick Asian type shit. You know, like the German language, you can find words that are connected between Latin, German, all this shit, and from the Indian subcontinent as well. Like this area, like people think of this Aryan shit as like connected to white people, and it's not connected to white people per se. It's like you said, it was like something like a term like American, you know what I'm saying, back in like ancient times. Like it was like, but that shit's been perverted though. You can never use that shit again though in a good way, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all been perverted. Even the word Negro is different than what it used to be. It used to be white Negroes.
But that's Spanish. That's just the word in Spanish. That's the word for black. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I gotta
Latin
say
and all that
one
shit.
thing, gentlemen. I have a question though from somebody who holler. I am Apache. I'm Apache Muscalero. That is my.
Oh my
ethnicity.
fucking
It's
god!
Bug.
Oh my god! Bug,
What
dude,
up?
Bug, what's up, brother?
What's
going on?
Alright, dude, it's rare to see you on here, man. I've seen you here once every year, dude.
It looks
I
cold
got
where
a
you're
couple of
at.
minutes.
Well, he's in Utah. I bet it's fucking freezing right there, huh?
Truck says 35 degrees.
That ain't too bad.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Nah.
Yeah, that's probably about what
Yeah.
it is here.
It's about the warmest it's been all month. So
Yeah. Today was actually pretty warm down here too.
The past few days, though, it's been like 19, 20.
I still got snow on the ground up here at my place.
You still got
No.
snow? They still got snow over here in like some areas.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about 35 here. What's up with you, Bug?
What's up, Bug?
just running in between kid activities. So
Oh yeah.
thought I'd stop
What
by
time
and
is it
say
where
hey.
you're at, dude? You got sunlight still.
5:45. Yeah, the sun's over there going down behind the mountain. Well, that mountain.
Thank you, Hooten. Holler.
Dude, it's good to see you, Bug, man. You've been there since day one, man. It's good to talk to you finally, dude. We tried to have you before, but this shit fucked up.
Yeah, internet over at my place is kind of spotty sometimes. So
How's
that's
everything
what happens
going
when
with you,
you
man?
kind of live in the middle of nowhere. Nah, everything's good, man.
So what do you think slavery is connected to, Bug?
Ultimately, I think it's greed.
Yep.
Greed for power or greed for money?
Power.
I think they have it down to a science now that we don't even know that we're slaves.
Oh, absolutely. We're a slave to money.
Yeah. Root
We're
of
in
all
this
evil.
Morgan and fucking Rothschild system of working fucking
Pilgrim,
hourly
we can't
and
see
shit.
you. Your camera's off.
Because I'm in my
My
secret
camera went
fucking
off.
room.
I got you. Yeah,
I think
currency
we've
is the
been
root of all evil.
like getting paid this, you know what I'm saying? Like getting stuck in this like employer system. I think's kind of fucked us up, dude. Like,
No, I think what's got us now is the keeping up with the Joneses situation. You know, we got car payments, not necessarily house payments, because a lot of people, even back when, you take a loan up through the bank, but credit cards, school debt, all that stuff coming up from the 80s. You got told, be a lawyer, be a doctor, you got to go to college and all that. Nobody wants to be a plumber, a welder, a mechanic, any of that stuff where you can go and be an apprentice or any of that stuff.
Yeah, learn a trade just
Yeah,
by hand,
you
not
gotta
having to go
go.
to schooling.
Yeah, you got to go bury yourself in college debt.
And they think that's the only way to learn it professionally too.
Yeah, now there's a shortage in those labor fields and an abundance of
Precisely.
everyone else. So
Precisely. It's so fucking expensive to get tuition and go to school like that. That's why, I skipped out on 2-3 years of college because I didn't want to learn like that. And plus, they didn't have the curriculum I wanted to take anyways. But, yeah, I think it's all bullshit.
they want people to do shit like people just like they like the idea of doing shit like liberal philosophy or being a lawyer and shit because it's more like laid back. It's probably more lazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to
fuck
get
being a
dirty doing
lawyer,
that shit.
man.
Being a lawyer probably ain't that easy. Let me take
Nah,
that back.
that shit
Being a
would suck
lawyer
so
probably
bad, man.
like
yeah,
To be a
but
good
it's
lawyer
like
too, that shit would really
fuck,
fucking
dude.
suck.
I mean, but those boys are getting paid
I'm sure it's
250
long
bucks an
hours.
hour though.
Yeah.
They're getting paid like 250, 500 bucks an hour though for what the fuck they
Oh yeah,
do.
you get
So
made bank.
like they make a fucking bunch of money off of a dude like me though, fucking bastards.
Yeah, you got the lawyers and you got the ones that work in the restaurants. That's us.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but that's
we're
just
the ones
glorifying
paying
the
the
master.
lawyers.
True that.
Do you think the lawyer is a part of that master system, fellas, or do you think like I don't mean to disconnect from our topic and shit, but like all this whole system seems like it's connected from the fucking like from us as regular people to the people that represent us to the people that they're talking to.
What does all of it do to us? It all veers us away from self-reliance. Everything
Exactly.
in the system completely takes us away from taking care of ourselves in every single way,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, and spiritually. They gave us a book.
Yep.
They give us money. They give us shelters and cities. All of that takes us away from actually doing what we're supposed to do for ourselves, which is grow our own food,
Agreed.
build our own
Build your own-
house,
Yeah, build your
teach
own
our
shelter.
own kids.
Fucking my grandparents and shit, they built their house, you know what I'm saying? My great grandparents built their house, you know what I'm saying, with some help from friends and shit, but it was never some shit like they grew their own food. It was never some shit that somebody else did the shit for them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was never
But- And
Or
on
it
a
was your
spiritual
community.
level,
and
yeah. And on a
the
spiritual
government.
level, think about what God would really be to you if you didn't have a Bible, if you were raised out in the middle of nowhere with nobody around, no distractions, no people.
You'd be
as you
way
were
closer.
raised, right?
You feel way more connected
Right?
to the nature of the universe around you.
God would probably become like your family, the people that have died in your family, or become
mean,
your ancestors.
it-
God
it-
would become like your your children, maybe, or some
I mean,
shit.
it's like in all these religious stories, you hear about this guy going into a cave for fucking 12 years, just sitting there meditating, starving himself, and that's how he gets closer to God. Or the pilgrimage, where you go away for years and years and years, and you're surrounded by nothing. That's how you get closer to God. Like, you have to isolate yourself and be one with the nature of the universe.
Yeah.
It's weird like that. You don't hear of in any religious text of king all of a sudden connecting to God.
See, nowadays, if you saw somebody doing some shit like that, they'd be getting made fun of. You know what
they're
I'm
crazy.
saying? They'd be like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy as fuck. He's trying to find his spirituality, meditating in the cave. He'd be getting arrested and shit. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, does he have a vaccine? Does he have a mask on? Why he's meditating right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The reason
Goddamn.
they go out and they go off in and isolate like that is to get away from all the BS, so they can be in that
fame at
quiet
point.
and have their, the quiet and get that connection. You're not going to find that anywhere now. There's too much going on. There's too many distractions.
Yeah.
It's designed that way.
See,
All
I
about
live in the
the
Smoky Mountains and shit, right? I'll be trying to go on a hike, and even right now, whenever it's nobody here, I'll be trying to go on a hike somewhere on one of these trails around here, dude. There'll always be like 3 or 4 fucking people walking. You cannot get any alone time, even in the hike and wilderness. And I'll be going on some trails that nobody knows about. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking.
It's to the point where we're gonna have to dig a spider hole and crawl in it.
So you had to start. They had to all start. They move to Missouri when this community gets started and shit, dude. I've been looking up some land there, dude. I'm gonna fucking buy some land up there in Missouri. Hutch been talking about this community, dude. Like, they had some shit. I don't want to give away the prices in case anybody tries to hop on it before I can, but
I heard that.
they have some good shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right, man, I got to jump down for a minute, so I'll get back with you if I can.
yo,
Take it
yeah,
easy,
the
bud.
link will be up here, brother. It's an honor talking to you again, Bug Dude.
Yep. I will catch you later.
Good to see you, Buck.
Okay, brother. Fucking goddamn Bug Dude, man. Legendary Bug Dude. Legendary Bug Dude. Now, the question now we're kind of like, Ghetto, I like having you on here and shit because I feel like, you're very intelligent when it comes to like discussions with race and shit. Now, because we all know how like they had slavery for all time. Like, isn't that crazy as fuck, dude, that it only became about race in the United States and like, but in South America, they coexist. In South America, they're like been around as long as we have in the United States. They have black people, white people, and they're called mestizos. They have mestizos, they have mulattoes. You know what I'm saying? They have Colorado.
Okay, it's just a more primitive way of thinking because down there is more, all hell's gone. This happens a lot.
Yeah, I know. I just heard somebody say about some kind of explosion in New York, so that's why. All right, you back?
Yeah, my bad. But every time I get a phone call, it ruins my shit. Like, but to finish off real quick though, like, in a place like Brazil or Argentina, where you can see all kinds of people walking around and coexisting and shit, mixing with each other, and it's not. How come how come it's like? Why do you think it became so different in the United States versus like South America and the Caribbean?
Because when they destroyed the last ancient society, they also destroyed the history that was behind it. So within the last few hundred years, they were able to change the history, just like America always does, just like Germany, just like any country always does. That's what they're doing right now. They're changing the history. So when our kids are old enough, they won't even think.
That's why I want my son to be homeschooled, man. Especially a boy, dude. A boy growing up in today's time, dude.
Well, they have it. I mean, I agree with you because I have both of my kids homeschooled right now, but
God forbid if I ever have a daughter, though, too, bro. Like, this world is fucked up, dude. I wish, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ex-wife wants to put the boy in a fucking Catholic school his whole life.
Oh hell.
Yeah, that shit don't sound good, especially.
There's a lot of
And that shit sounds expensive as fuck too. That's probably gonna cost me like fucking $100,000 fucking his whole
What, you
life.
gonna pay money so your kid can get molested? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. You don't want to send
but yeah.
you don't want to send a boy. To
That's
a
where that
Catholic
conversation
school.
was going to.
Hell yeah! What the hell?
$100,000 in 18 years for him to be scarred the rest of his life.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
man.
trying to tell her, dude. Like I'm saying, it's not in South America. They're different than they are in the United States. Like fuck you, like.
I mean, it's primarily because they're more primitive too. I mean, it's more third world countries down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, in some
I
of the
mean-
places, but they got some like the major cities like Lima and Peru, or
Yeah.
they got like Buenos Aires. You know what I'm saying? You got
Oh, yeah.
Sao Paulo, like some of the, but some of these places are like where my ex-wife's grandmother doesn't even speak Spanish. She speaks like a fucking type language and shit. You know, it's called Quechua. It's like the language. It's like they're enemies of
I
the
know what you're talking
Incans
about.
and shit. Like.
Catch you.
Speaking of like, and you made a very good point of how they destroyed these Native American civilizations, ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these people, like there was about like a 600-700 year war between the Spaniards and annihilating the Indians that lived here in the United States and shit. Like, but it doesn't make no sense, dude. Like, do you think it has something to do like with the Anglo-Saxon type? That's what I'm trying to get down to. Like, isn't it an Anglo-Saxon superiority like complex? Like,
Hell, who knows?
you just got to live our lives. You know what I'm saying?
The motive's always money.
Well, I think by
Always
design these days, the Anglo-Saxons are always the victors. But if history is written by the victors, one could say that the Africans or the Asians or whatever, they could have won last time throughout history, right? Because
Exactly. Yep.
as Americans, we don't look outside our bubble, man. And if
we're
you
always in
look
the comfort
into
zone.
yeah, exactly. And if you look into South Africa, they're about 10 years ahead of what we're going to be. And if you know what I'm saying, what I mean is affirmative action, the CRT, all the stuff that our kids are being indoctrinated right now. Pretty soon when my kid's old enough, give or take 10 years or so, she'll be ready for jobs. I mean, careers and stuff like that. If that's the
At least
route
but at least she's a girl, though. You know what I'm saying?
But-
I think that's be
But
hard.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on the girls. Check out what I'm saying. So by the time she's ready for a career, her best friend, whom is black, will get the job before her, no matter what, no matter the skill set. That is what they're doing in South Africa right now. They've been doing it for years. They started with the CRT. They started with the affirmative action. They started with the you're oppressed, we're the oppressor, the teaching and the educating and the re-indoctrinations of it. At this point in time, I do not believe it's ever been about race. It's about keeping us divided. And we always stay distracted on the fact that, no, it's about race. Even by me talking about this, it's showing, well, whites are going to be lower than blacks. And it's a conversation that they keep on. It's a conversation that they're continuing through us, just like with the masks and the jabs and all this other bullshit. They're going to continue, even if we don't believe in all the stuff, it still monopolizes our conversations every day. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're seeing. So if that's all we're seeing, then that's what we're going to talk about. That's all we're going to focus on. We're not going to focus on the fucking entity that has been controlling us from the gate, which is the devil, which is the fallen angels, which is the demons that don't even have to be on this fucking planet to be ruling us.
Demons in our head.
By name, they just exist by fucking the actions that we do.
Dude, one of those demons is social media, man. I'm telling you.
That's idols. It's idolatry. Anything that you
exactly,
do,
and that's
it's
why
one
we're
of the most
slaves.
evil things that's been put on this planet is social media.
And that's why we're slaves, because we're talking on social media while we know that the social media is a demon.
Like
that's why we're slaves.
We're riding a demon dragon right now and shit through.
And we're trying to monetize our conversation too in the process.
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid off this shit too. Yeah, we're trying to get paid off this shit.
At least this is semi-educational. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. It's entertainment. It's semi-educational. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't get to hear about shit like this in your everyday life.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean,
you wouldn't want to talk about this to your coworkers. You know,
I mean, I pose videos on YouTube of music and guitar covers and stuff, hoping to be monetized and make money from it. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really care how much likes I get on it. If I ever
Yeah,
get
exactly.
monetized at all for it, because I'm not like striving for it. It's just something that's on the side that I want to do.
It would be cool to be monetized for it and
It
shit,
would,
you know, but
it would.
even if it not to get monetized, it would still, you know, you're still getting able to put your opinion out
Yeah.
there. You're still getting out there,
It's
you
just
know.
practice, man. It's just practice. for me,
Exactly.
but-
Like we're out here, we're talking for people. You know what I'm saying? This is some shit that, you know, I look at it
But-
like years from now, my descendants can look at this shit and be like, oh, you know, he tried to do that shit. I'm gonna build off
Yeah.
the Pilgrim Radio name.
If
You know
they're
what I
able
mean?
to see it,
Yeah.
if they're able to see
Yeah,
it, we're only
if the
talking to the
fucking-
people. Look at your chat, man. You can
Talking
tell
to this generation.
we're only talking to people that will circle jerk with us. Not to be crude,
know,
but I
man.
mean, they're only
No,
like-minded
we used to have
people
a
that
way.
will reach in an
Exactly.
algorithm.
Like that's what I'm trying to like. I love our community, man. But I'm trying to like break beyond. Imagine we had FH Home, Hoot
Fuck our
Owl,
community.
Laura.
We got to reach
Susanna.
people,
I want
not each other, and be in an echo chamber.
I'm trying to reach out like more like other besides just this community and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been off of this shit for about 2 months too. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to be having like 40, 50 people watching this shit. Now we slowly building that. We got 13 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not fucking.
I'm sure it's actually more. I mean, you never know what's more and what are bots. And dude, when I do my lives, I have a steady stream of 50 to 60 people, and it doesn't matter what time I go, and they stay there. But at the same time, you never know who's bots, who's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the algorithm, we're in their cloud.
Yep.
Our voice goes
What
where
do you
they
think?
want
we're
it to
on
go.
their platform. We're not
What do you
Yeah.
think they
out
like?
in the open.
Do you think that? What do you think will help get them to push it? Like, I have a video of my dog and shit, and that has like fucking 3,000 views and like 200 likes on it. Like,
Well, I mean,
but
by design, people
what's the
love
algorithm
cute
want?
things, and they love animals.
The
Like if we were
algorithm,
talking to,
the algorithm wants ass and titties,
I
or
gotta get my girl up on this motherfucker.
or
Cute
you,
cats and
or
dogs.
they want you. They don't want conversations like this. They want sustenance that's going to help distract the next people. So if you have something that will help distract another person, then they'll pump it, if that makes sense. So just like I said, and I wasn't trying to be funny, unfortunately, I'm being serious. That's why you see the bushcraft videos with just a thumbnail of a chick with no pants on.
Yeah, the
With
less
millions of views.
educational, the better. The less
Yes,
educational, the better.
the more to keep people numbed out.
Yeah,
is exactly what
desensitize.
you-
Yeah, desensitize this motherfucker.
Same reason why Angry Pepper is only going to get a couple 100,000 subscribers. It's not. It's only going to go as far as my point is.
Couple
even
100,000 is still good though. That's
No, it's
monetization.
still good.
But like David Dobrik, who does stupid shit, has like fucking 10 million.
There you
Because that's
go.
what the people want. They want stupid stuff to be done.
Yeah,
and
you
give a
got
laugh.
like the
But the
these people on
algorithm wants
TikTok
to.
are making like 10, 15, 20, 30 million a year.
That's what.
And
They-
they're fucking
That's how
just
you
doing
make it.
dumbass shit, dude. They're
Hey,
just doing the
You could
stupidest
be a
shit,
normal
bro.
guy, man. If you face tat yourself and then have some beats in the background and do some kind of rap that's saying gang gang slang, you're going. Chances are you might make some
Gang
money.
gang slang, pass it to the motherfucking gang. Then she got up on the dick like a
I mean,
boomerang. Luke Cage
it's
kicking
incredible.
ass Mortal Kombat. That fucking.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. If you had some face tats, Pilgrim, dude, you'd be made right now,
I
man.
can never sell myself like that, dude. I'm too real, though.
But-
That's my problem is being too real, dude. I
mean,
I
but
want
listen,
to try to be. I tried to be a character before I tried to make myself somebody I'm not, but I'm just too real, dude.
but listen, man, like
if I got
you
a face tat, that would ruin my life.
you got doctors that are cutting people open, doing cardiovascular surgery and all that, open heart valve surgery, all kinds of crazy shit. And then you got this guy that has face tats. He's a face tatted ragamuffin, and he has millions of dollars. He's just a millionaire. And then you got the doctor that only makes like $200,000 a year, if that, $100,000 a year. And he's
Like,
a
lucky
surgeon.
bastard, though. Still,
Yeah. It's like, why is the dude with the face tats rapping making more than the doctor and the surgeon? It's because people
he
want to see
reaches
stupid
people.
shit. Yeah, yeah, through dumb shit.
like people
gang,
connect with that fucking
gang.
dude somehow. Somehow they connect with that guy. They don't connect with the doctor, even though he saves his life. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck the doctor. You know, like.
Yeah, it's weird.
What do you think about that, Ghetto? That's a very good question.
Sorry, what's the question? I kept hearing gang slang.
He said like we be worshiping like entertainers more than we do doctors and scientists.
Yeah,
Like
People
the
that actually
distraction.
help.
they
Yeah.
they get paid way more than like doctors. Even though doctors get paid like fucking 200 or 300 grand a year and shit, like that's still not like what somebody that fucking
They should be paid.
like
Their jobs are so much harder, though. They should be paid millions. They
exactly
should be the millionaires, not these
exactly.
fucking face tatted
But dude,
ragamuffins.
some
You know what I'm
some of these
saying?
fucking some of these brain surgeons, some of these heart surgeons, and shit, they get paid like $200 or $300,000 a surgery, so they could easily
Yeah,
make like
that's
fucking
still
a
good
couple
money,
million a
yeah.
year.
But
You
still,
know
the
what I'm saying? Like,
stress of the
because there's
operation,
probably
you know?
exactly the stress that because there's probably only like 120, 150, 200 fucking brain surgeons on the whole planet and
It's
shit
like,
that can. You know what I'm
dude,
saying? Like,
people want to complain about getting stage fright and shaking when they're on the stage performing in crowd, and then you got a fucking surgeon who has to cut somebody open, and if his hand shakes, he could cut an artery or cut an organ and fuck something up on a human being, a living being.
wow.
And
Yeah, but y'all are still thinking monetarily. I mean, they get paid more than anybody because they're saving somebody's
Yeah,
life.
they
So
do.
within themselves,
Exactly.
yeah,
they're
no,
making
man, it's
more.
but they don't get the credit. They don't. They don't get nearly enough credit. that
They need
should
to
be
get
getting.
like a credit like societally, like
Especially with the pandemic going on, man, and the doctors that are actually trying to help people with monoclonal antibodies and all that, and give them like ivermectin and shit, just because it's been proven to help cure COVID. They want
yeah,
to
fuck that
give
vaccine.
them no credit. They want to
fuck the
disclaim them.
vaccine.
They want
We
to
don't
take their
the
license.
vaccine. Fuck it.
They want to take their license away and fucking shun them. And you got all these rappers and musicians and artists making fun of people dying from COVID and laughing about it, and they don't get their license taken away. They don't get money taken away from them. Their job's taken away. Nobody gives a fuck what they do. But when you got a doctor that's just trying to go against the system and all the rules and regulations and shit, which doesn't make any fucking sense, when you got people talking shit about everything that they're doing and about fucking society and the government and all that and corona and people dying and gang and beating women. I mean, it's just
Right.
it's
Well,
polar
anybody,
opposites, man. On the scale, it's polar opposites, dude, of what it should be.
anybody that goes against the narrative is going to be shunned. Period. I think just because somebody's shunned or kicked out of the system, so to speak, I wouldn't trust them neither, though. I mean, that's how I don't trust anybody. So
It
fuck
could
it.
be a
Honestly,
psyop.
yeah, I dig
Exactly.
it. I dig it,
They
but
could
it's like-
look like
It's
they were
controlled
for it.
opposition, if you ask me, just like that vermectin shit. You know what I mean? I ain't never took it, so I don't know if it helps. I know I've had that fucking Rona shit 3 times. This is the 3rd time right now. Me and my wife's going through it right now. But guess what? Our
man.
antibodies are up enough to where we're fighting the fuck out of
Exactly.
it. To where all we are is just fucking like nasally, like
Oh,
sinusy and shit. The last 2 times, man, we was in bed sick as fucking dogs, wanting to cut off our limbs.
did
That's how it
y'all
was
get
with
vaccinated?
Me. That's how it was in me
Hell
last
no.
time.
All right. Makes
But,
But I
sense.
mean, we all may as well be vaccinated though, because we drink the fucking water that the system gives us.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like the fucking chemtrails, the water from the faucets, dude. Like the fucking like everything, dude. Like everything is like controlled by some kind of government. Like all the meat, USDA inspected shit, dude. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everything has to do with this fucking government. This fucking
Dude, if you
this
go out,
corrupt ass fucking pedophilic fucking goddamn fucking
monarchy.
government that we have, this monarchy that is controlled by a goddamn bunch of pedophiles. And this fucking monarchy, we live in a monarchy. It's an oglarchy. It's an oglarchy controlled by Zionist fucking motherfuckers, and that's all I gotta say. I pass the torch to someone else. That's just pissing me the fuck off.
Hey, what did I miss?
I'm speechless right now. I think.
I just got back and I missed
Give
Bug
me a
Dude.
second, y'all.
Pilgrims of
Man,
Dawn.
I can't believe I missed Bug Dude.
Dang, Pilgrim, you gonna get my food stamps taken away from me and shit.
Yes,
Right?
Some bullshit. I was just-
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I
Well,
don't know.
within all of these lies, there's always a grain of truth. There always is. There's hiding in the obvious. There's deflection, controlled op, like you're saying. I mean, there is truth in there somewhere, but you have to sift through a lot of turds.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. That's why, honestly, y'all were talking about you guys were talking about religions and how bad they are and how, we should get rid of them. But I think if we didn't have any of the religions, we wouldn't be where we are now. In the sense of actually searching for the truth, there's a little bit of truth in every single religion on this planet.
Oh yeah, I agree. But if
And they give us the puzzle pieces, and if you put all of them together and really, really sift through it and find the turds or whatnot, like Virginia said, you'll be able to find really what's going on.
yeah, I mean, even if it's different for me especially, is if you believe in extraterrestrial life and ancient aliens and civilizations like that and beings from other dimensions and stuff that come down and do crazy shit. What's their sense of religion? I mean, yeah, they might be the religion that people worship, but if you think of just aliens in general, and if you've studied and dove deep into all the ancient civilizations that could have been built from sound, levitation, all that, and dynamics from that aliens did with their advanced technology, it's like, maybe if we didn't have religion, then we wouldn't focus on trying to make all the temples and stuff for religion, and we put more thought and effort into like actual science that would progress a civilization into the future. Like, I'm not saying that worship, like believing in aliens will get that or will make that happen. I'm just saying that if you didn't, if a person by themselves didn't worry about religion and didn't go to church constantly or partake in a certain organized religion, they would have more time in a literal sense to do other things. But it depends on how they spend that time.
If we didn't have organized religion, man would create it. Man,
What up,
not
Hutch?
just men, but man is like a dead animal, like dogs. We need a leader. That's why cult leaders rise and religious leaders rise and politicians rise. People seek that, not all people, but the pack seeks out the leader. And it's unfortunate because so many are led astray by that. I don't think we can avoid the presence of organized religion, but discernment is key, and knowing your scriptures, whichever you choose. Because if 90% are going to go down for lack of knowledge, what does that really tell you? 9 out of 10 are going to go down for lack of knowledge, lack of understanding.
Yeah.
God, Jesus, all of it, right? That's pretty staggering. Everyone is misled, and the Bible clearly warns us far beforehand. There will be false prophets, false priests, the whole 9 yards.
It's basically like just having a boss when you're at your job. It's like you go to church, and if it's a false prophet, you just have a bad boss. It's not an actual leader. You're not being led. They're not teaching you what they know or trying to help you progress. They're just bossing you around, telling you what you should know, what you should do, and not giving a fuck what you do after you leave.
Agreed. That's
it's like having a bad boss at work. That's just stuck up and on the power surge.
Yeah. Hey, Hutch. Welcome back, Heroic. Yeah, that's a good point, Hutch. Earthly religion is limited to earthly thought.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
So, Jose,
what's up?
You say you believe in aliens, right?
I do. I believe not necessarily in aliens, but extraterrestrial life. Another being besides humans on this planet that can dwell in space without oxygen.
He's misguided.
Pretty much like AI.
Yeah, it could be AI. I mean, in my opinion, I think like the Greys that people talk about, aliens, the Greys, if you believe in like string theory and all the shit I do and like physics, it's possible that the Greys or the aliens that we come to know with the big eyes and shit like that are just human beings advanced millions and millions of years in the future. Because if you think of the spectrum as a whole, everything that can happen is happening all at once. It's just we cannot see what is happening all at once because we're stuck in a three-dimensional reality through the Earth's prism and geometrics. It's just impossible to escape until we die and we're a free spirit. And until then, we won't know because we're not pure conscious. So, it's hard to brace, but in every religion, you got things that come from the sky. So there's always something out there. whether it's a god or a deity or just another being from another planet, which the Fermi paradox includes that how could it just be us in the vastness of space and time? There's no way it's just us human beings. Even if it's fucking like lizards or some kind of different creature that can talk.
Energy people, dude.
Energy people, the shadow people.
That's why you be seeing this shit whenever you be tripping on shit, dude. Or you be seeing this shit whenever you're having a nightmare or a dream or you're about like in the hospital and having a bad fever, dude.
Yeah, OBOs are very prone with near-death experiences.
I believe we're the actual aliens, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're the
100%.
fucking aliens. I mean,
I believe like the energy people and the lizards are like extra dimensional. But I believe in our
agree.
universe, the aliens are human beings. Like, and it says in the Bible there are other flocks out there besides the ones on this earth.
Okay, what if the Greys are us from the future coming back to warn us for being so stupid right now? If
Fuck,
I mean, they could be part robot.
what do you say? What do you say,
Part-
Virginia?
I'm
human.
saying if time travel is real and time travel exists, then it already exists. That's the nature of time travel. Do you
But you
understand?
could only
I believe time travel
I heard-
is real in certain aspects of your
you
consciousness.
could only
know what I'm
travel
saying?
back to the time that the time machine was invented. That's as far back
Well,
as you could go.
there's
Well,
a lot of
without a
boxes.
machine, like your thoughts, you know.
We're thinking machines, though. If time travel, I mean,
We're
what if time
thinking of,
travel was opened up within our minds to where
That's
we don't?
what I'm
that's a
trying
whole
to say.
different. That's a whole
Exactly.
different level.
It's not
That's
You
though.
don't
It's
need
the
a
same
machine.
thing though.
Like,
That's what she's saying. If
So-
we let's look at Mercury, Mars. Those could very much well be Earth in just a different timeline because we're looking. You know what I mean?
the side by side each other, like the pages in a book.
Yeah, I think Total Recall is a true story. I don't give a fuck who thinks not.
no, I believe that shit.
That movie.
I wish I had
I
three
believe-
hands.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
We're conditioned to see time as linear and infinity as linear, just goes out and never stops. Well, if there's even 0.001 degree of arc to time space, it eventually makes a circle. We are not on a flat plane, whether
Oh no.
you see it as a
Multiple
square matrix
planes,
or whatever.
multiple
There,
dimensions.
yeah, multiple dimensions,
Exactly.
and all of them, I think, could very well be on top of each other, such that the past, present, and future is all right now at the same time.
I can explain deja vu.
Time being in quotation marks.
I mean, you gotta think of the Higgs boson. You know, the particle that houses mass, like actual weight, like the mass particle.
Mhm.
Like your weight, the reason why you have weight, it's not just because of gravity pulling you down. It's because the Higgs boson particle exists in a plane that creates the density of mass and gives you weight.
Who
Each-
created this fucking shit though? Is
Yeah,
that
you'll have to
something
look
that's
up the
always
name.
existed, or-
He got the Nobel Peace Prize because he was taking particles through the particle accelerator. I mean, he was like splitting protons, neutrons, and atoms and shit like with the particle accelerator.
Uh-huh.
And he found the Higgs boson because he was trying to find weight, like the actual like particle for weight. What gives you weight? It's not just gravity. What gives you mass? Because atoms and electrons and protons have mass. So there's a field that atoms and protons and electrons are in that give them mass. And when he collided all these particles together, he found the Higgs boson, which is a field of particles, like a field of Higgs bosons that inherit the mass of an electron or another, subatomic particle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the field of gravity.
Okay, can you explain gravity to me? Because
Please.
gravity is really just a theory.
It really is. I mean, there's a lot of explanations on it. It's, the magnetic field or magnetic pull
Mhm.
that a geode like Earth, a huge rock, has. I mean, it's.
Is it because what do you think it has something to do with the core? Does the core? Have
Yeah, I
anything to
mean,
do with
like-
that? And the moon, the combination of the moon and the core, and then our fucking. What does our gravitational pull with the sun have to do with this shit too? Is that all that shit?
I'm not that advanced in physics, but theoretically, if things stay in place, there's some kind of pull, whether it's gravitational or it's fucking just invisible and it's just there. Or that's just how it is. But I mean, in space time and like in actual space, there is a field that exists, and when you have these stars that are made of iron and all these elements and burn bright, they emit energy, and that energy pulls. It contracts and impulses. So it's just like the piezoelectric effect. When you pick up a rock outside, that rock has an electric pulse from being charged from the Earth's magnetic field. That's why watches are run off quartz. When you get a watch, it's run off a piece of quartz. That's a natural geode, and it produces an electric field, an electric
Dude,
current.
god damn, you just blew my mind again.
It's science, man. Science is the majority of my religion because everything I believe in, I try to connect to science, to be scientific about it. So,
These Atlanteans and these what are they called? Antediluvian societies, Virginia?
Yeah,
They
pre-flood.
fucking pre-flood. They fucking use crystals and shit, dude, like that. They be using.
Look at what
quartz.
obelisks are made of.
Yep.
Where are those
Obelisks
made?
and
Are those
old-
obsidian or some shit or crystal or like? What
Yeah,
is that?
All kinds
they're
of shit.
basically a
Is it-
huge crystal. Yeah.
Is obsidian like some kind of fossilized?
That's volcanic rock,
Yeah.
Okay.
which
I've
has
got
a very
badass
strong.
piece of
Yeah,
How did they have that shit in Egypt though? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's
the
just,
fuck there
used
ain't no
to be a jungle.
there ain't no volcanoes there though, are there? They probably got that shit from Hawaii. I heard these Polynesian
Meteors.
people traded all over the earth. Meteors is very.
crazy shit.
How the fuck did they get the shit to make some of this shit? I heard they had to go like fucking like 100 miles away to get some of these stones to build the shit they was building.
That's where aliens come in, right there.
Fucking goddamn, dude. Because I believe aliens are like a part of a big psyops. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude.
the Operation Bluebeam shit. But
Yeah.
Pilgrim, I've told you before, if you were to get online and just
you
research
guys are really
string
blowing
theory,
my mind.
research string theory, and you'll learn a lot. That's like
hmm
before the Big Bang. String theory is everything before the Big Bang. That's what that gets into. And I'm telling you, it's some deep shit, man. And like, yeah, a lot of it makes sense. I can make sense out of it.
There's a
You-
movie and book. I have the book and the film. It's called What the Bleep Do We Know? I'll type it in the chat. I can't recommend it highly enough to get your toe dipped in the water as far as these ideas.
Is it a badass book? Is it Amazon?
Yeah, it's an excellent book. It's possible it's on archive.org, but I'm not sure.
Are you on Instagram, Virginia? Do you have a Virginia Roots Instagram?
No, I don't have Facebook, Instagram, anything.
No Twitter?
No Tweeter. You realize the name of the bird in the Jetsons was Tweeter?
You blow my mind.
Alley Cat Prepared Life, that's badass.
Do you think that's where they got that shit?
Look, there are no coincidences, right?
Fuck no, all this shit right here is connected in some way. It's always been like for
And
sure.
dude, like going back down the time travel rabbit hole, that shit is real. In the mind, it is.
I get it. I never thought about it in that way. I've always thought about time travel as in the way you built the machine in that year, and you can only go back that far.
That's moving an object through space.
What
you know
a
I'm saying?
milkmaid!
The milkmaid brings all the boys to the yard.
It's like
Damn
you
right.
know what warp speed? Warp speed isn't moving an object.
I'm a Trekkie from back in the day. But I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Trekkie.
Just this hardcore Star Trek fan, Dude, Star Trek is life, bruh. If people don't think Star Trek is cool, they can go fuck themselves. Star Trek is fucking
alright.
better than everything. What was you saying, Bubba? I didn't mean to go into it. You were talking about the warp speed.
I'm looking at Alley Cat Prepared Life. So,
What's she
yeah,
saying?
That's pretty cool. I don't know if I noticed that. I'm just make sure. Hell yeah, I'd like to go to college for physics, but fuck, man, that's just, dude. Oh man, that's so much my mind. I'll try to keep it simple with music. I really do. But physics
I'd like
is some
to,
crazy ass shit, dude.
Physics is like that. Physics, by definition, is what the study of life and everything in it.
It's like, no, not the study of life necessarily. It's like how things work. It's like how shit works, how like everything works, how life works. Not life itself, how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
The language of physics is math. The language of God is math,
Yeah,
actually.
it's math. It's more math than anything. Everything in physics, there's always a fucking math equation. That's how you solve it, literally.
Yeah.
There's always a math equation. There's not one thing in physics that doesn't have a math equation that's very complicated and complex to solve behind it.
Yeah.
That's what calculus is,
Calculus
Math.
is the language is one of the languages of physics. Yeah.
which I never took in high school because I knew
Wow.
that shit was just beyond my control right there. I was like, fuck all
I
did
never got
better-
that far.
I had to take idiot math to get pushed through high school.
that.
because
Algebra
I hated
1,
math.
algebra 2, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
2 + 2 times multiplication.
But when I took it in college, though, I couldn't get enough of it, and I did get into calculus, but I'm definitely not great at math. But once you put it in the frame of context that you're learning the language of God, and that there are more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is down to trying to create a proof from a theory.
I'm coming. Guys, I'm going to have to head out here. It's about bedtime, so it's time to.
Hey, we'll see you
Packing
next
things up.
time, Bubba.
Yes, sir. Much love, guys.
It's
Good
always
night,
good. It's
Bubba.
always fun having you, man. Thank you, Bubba.
All right, man.
What was you saying, Virginia?
Bedtime. The
Just
hell,
that
where's he
it's
at?
the language. Yeah,
Nah,
where
he's-
is
he's
he?
got. Nah, he's you know what I'm saying. We got to listen to our girls, dude. You know what I'm saying. We all got our own things to do, dude. She's cool as fuck. They're cool. No, he's in Virginia and shit. So it's probably about like 8:30 right now and shit. You know what I'm saying. But we all, you know what I'm saying. I had a little family time. You know what I'm talking about. He knows
Yeah.
how to handle his shit the correct way, basically.
I do have clone accounts out there, Milkmaid. That's why I was asking you what the hell you meant. I'm like, shit, do I got
What's
another
going
clone
on
out
with it?
there?
What's going on with you? What do you mean?
Oh, I got some. Well, Virginia brought it to light, and I've seen them other places, but basically, I got somebody that copied my account and goes on there and talks like me and shit. So when she said how many effing accounts I got, I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I only got one. I only got one that anybody knows, really. I don't go into YouTube. I don't go into this community with any other account other than this one. And then I go into my work stuff with a different one. And then I have another one that goes in with a different one, but because I
Do
try
you
to keep
guys
the
ever-
algorithm separate from each account.
You ever try to fuck with other communities? Like, you ever try to, like, do you guys know who Opie and Anthony are?
Nope.
Uh-uh.
They're like shot. You know who Patrice O'Neal is.
I don't know.
Oh my God, y'all had to look at this up. It's called Cult of Black Phillip. It's a channel. It has every single one of Patrice O'Neal. It's called the Black Phillip Show. He's like the Black Dr. Phil. But Opie and Anthony, Patrice O'Neal, all this shit is connected. Y'all look that up, y'all. Like I cannot shout that out enough though. Like that's like there would be no podcasting, there would be no live streams without these guys. Basically, like
Is it called the Cult of Black Phillip?
the Cult of Black Phillip, and that's all Patrice O'Neal stuff right there. Like if he
Alright.
was alive nowadays, he died of diabetes related complications in 2012. But he was a part of all that shit. A lot of people don't know this. Joe Rogan, he's kind of like, Joe Rogan and Mark Maron, they're like the godfathers of this whole everything that we do now, this podcasting, this online talk show shit that we be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they used to be friends with Opie and Anthony. Used to go on Opie and Anthony's show back in the day. Thank you for sharing that out, Virginia. Please, Patrice O'Neal is like a hero for me for sure. He's like my black dad, 100%. Like this dude, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and the whole everything this man says is 100% truth. It's all like, it's definitely, and I think you guys would like it though for sure if you guys check them out. I have Alley Cat. I got and anybody else wants to know, I got Jose's channel linked in the description below, like in the description of this video.
I just put it up again too.
And she put it up again as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I noticed I'd be going squirrel quite a bit, but that's all part. I'm trying to get back into it. We were doing I noticed before I took like a little month and a half, 2 month break. We were like on fucking like 50 episodes deep into the Pilgrim Radio Live shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've decided this is kind of like a big deal for me and shit. It's kind of random, but instead of being like Pilgrim Radio is the name of the show. You know what I'm saying? It's like Pink Floyd. You know, it's like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Right.
Like it's not. I am not, because pilgrim is like a pilgrimage. It's like you're on your way to like a different. You're on your way to like a journey, right? You're on your way on
Like Britney Spears, bitches.
kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like I'm not trying to like. My name, dudes, and my name is Jerry. And that's what I'm going to be. It's Pilgrim Radio, but the host of the show is called Jerry, y'all. There's a big fucking reveal right there.
I've never met you.
And-
It's a pleasure.
And it's like Seinfeld. You know, I know Jose said my name about 25 times in this episode, so.
It's all right. Well, most of us will forget by the time we're off of here.
But I think it'll be easier because, like, another thing to be happy because I chose my name a long time before, like, the dude whose name shouldn't be chosen, you know, like the piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? And, like, sometimes I feel like it's just, like, I don't want to get, like, a connection with that dude's name, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's right there. I do not want to have a connection with that dude's name at all whatsoever. But you know, because I chose my name. I didn't even know who the fuck that dude was before I heard these guys talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who we talking about? I miss him.
Remove the PIL for my name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, but I didn't even have any idea about that shit before my name. You know what I'm saying? Before I chose my name as a whole different connection.
I don't think anybody's gonna associate that with.
You don't think nobody? Thank God. You know, I'd be tripping.
No.
No.
I never thought of that at all.
I'd be tripping. I've had a few drinks.
Until you point it out. Now it's like you
Oh
can't
my
not
God.
think of the fucking pink elephant.
This shit's
dumbass.
forever now. I'm tripping and shit. This shit is forever, man. Nah, dude. Fuck that, dude. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. Like,
I like the concept of your name though, Pilgrim. Like,
but you
on a
understand
pilgrimage of thought.
exactly. It's like a spiritual journey to find oneself.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, if people want to call me Jerry, they can call me Jerry. They call me Pilgrim, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't.
Seinfeld
Yeah,
or
I bet-
Springer?
It's like both. Both. But I bet you probably would
Okay.
never expect that to be my name. Like,
Right, Milkmaid Springer. I'm gonna say Seinfeld. He's got that nasally voice.
you know what I'm saying? But I was born and raised in Louisiana. I just spent a little time everywhere, though, man. I just, you know, like my whole thing. Now I'm starting to go squirrel hardcore because I revealed, like, this was a big reveal for me.
Oh, your name?
Yeah. Because I just feel like it's more natural, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I want the brand to be Pilgrim Radio. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. To me, it'd be foreign as fuck. Somebody call me by my name on here.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like it would definitely be foreign as fuck. I tell you what, like, you know, you're a foreigner, you move to another country, you get used to it eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he can't even speak German anymore at all whatsoever. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think Pilgrim is badass though. You know, because like it's the whole connection though. That's why I chose it, because the whole connection though to like. The whole connection to, like, because I did, like, you know, I'm a Plymouth descendant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to Plymouth, Massachusetts and shit, you can find you can find my ancestors on the shit for the Mayflower. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We're probably cousins. I've done my genealogy back to that too.
Dude.
It's a trip.
No doubt, dude. This genealogy shit would blow your mind.
Yeah, it will. It absolutely, and it connects you to the past in a different way when you see the military records or the medical records or the death certificates or the christenings and baptisms of your people, you know, and isn't it a damn shame? How many of you can name your third great grandfather or mother? I bet almost none.
Well, I had to look up the photo of the document I took a snapshot of, and I could.
I can't even name my grandparents. That's why I've never been able to look into the
Right.
genealogy stuff.
Dude, my grandfather's name was the same as me, dude, and so
I
was
probably
his
wouldn't
dad and
trust
his
it anyways.
daddy. And it's fucking like they got about 6 or 7 people with the same name as me going back. Like that's fucked up.
Right.
Like,
I think, Ghetto, I know what you mean about not trusting it, and to a degree you've got to trust the censuses,
Exactly.
the public records,
Yeah.
the church records, and you can triangulate using a cousin or something like that. You can figure it out. In fact, there's a whole series now of people who it's skirting the law in a way, but they use genealogy to find people wanted for various crimes if they've got the DNA.
Yeah.
That and
Whoa.
Yeah, I
that's
know what you
kind of,
mean.
to me, that's going a little too far.
that's
but
sketched out. Yeah,
it is.
Like I discovered we traced back from my son all the way back to his 22nd great grandfather in England. 1237 was whenever this dude was born.
Right.
That's why I don't try. I'm like, how the fuck can you go back almost 800 years? Is that shit real? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It depends.
it was like church baptism records and shit, though. It was like they were all there because, like I said, you couldn't leave the town you were born in for a long time.
Right. I can't do any of my Japanese side because Hiroshima is where they kept a lot of the records of people's births, christenings, whatever. So I am at a total dead end after
I was like,
2 or 3
I'm
generations.
see, like my shit is the crazy because some people's shit is easier to like trace back than others. Like I'm like 80 or 90% Englishman. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm 100% American nowadays, but you can trace my shit back to England like almost completely. Like,
Yep.
and that shit, to me, that's good. 'Cause I think that they're probably one of the most fucked up people in the history of the earth.
Yep. Well, Milkmaid, I used to be
The
scared.
English people, the people from England, like we enslaved
Yeah,
Irish,
yeah.
all kinds of shit.
Sorry, Virginia.
Oh, it's all good. I was just going to say, if you've ever been in the hospital, if you've ever had a kid, if you've ever given blood for just a basic lab test, if you've thrown out a straw, your DNA, it's
You were
already out
born.
there. Yeah.
Well, if you were born
it's
too,
already
they
there.
take the blood as soon as you're born. And if
Resistance
not, they.
is futile.
Oh yeah, I mean, and if not, and if you don't take all your innards that comes out of your ass, well, out of your snatch when your kid's born, I mean, where does
Yeah.
that go? You know what I mean?
Well, none of mine came out of the snatch. I
The
was
ritual.
C-sectioned, but they had my guts out on the table and they took whatever came out of there, they took it,
Jesus
There's actually
Christ.
these fucked up companies where you can sign up to store your placenta for the future.
Mhm.
I looked at it
What
a
do you
little
wanna
bit. I
store it
read about
for?
it, but then I kept thinking to myself, why am I going to give you my stem cells if there is a eugenics program going on in the larger scheme, which I believe those DNA companies are. I think that some of the things we see biologically are targeted toward certain groups. And so
Mm-hmm.
some people might be more apt to survive them or not based on their DNA. It's a population reduction and it's fine-tuned. As
Like
far
I
as
know.
biological stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Like, do you think they could be biologically targeting certain people with
Yes.
certain kinds of diseases and shit?
Yes, that's exactly
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like they said,
Before
they want to
they-
give every. They want to give every, like Bill Gates said, they want to give every black and brown person a fucking vaccine before they do everybody else.
Well, I don't think that was the full agenda. I think they had to say that just to keep us divided within ourselves. They want all of us to have it.
That's a
But they
fucking
wanna
very
keep-
goddamn good
They
point.
wanted to keep the narrative going by continuously saying that, so they have some people who are going to object. I mean, they're counting moves down to a T. They really are. And I guarantee you, I mean, I hope I don't guarantee you, but as soon as this trucking convoy and all this stuff's over, we're going to feel victorious because we had these people stay in the fucking city for a month or however long. But they're going to be laughing because we're not over there fighting. You know, how many times and I know I'm going on a separate tangent, but how many times are we going to fucking march? How many times are we going to protest? When the hell does protesting stop?
It never stops.
That's a good question.
We have the people, though. That's what doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me because of the division,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't make sense that everybody doesn't see the division. Like we're patting ourselves on the back for protesting or going in the streets or solidarity. We already know we're together. That's why I was never impressed with Trump as well, though, because it was like,
It's a psyop.
and I'm not seeing squirrels. I'm just saying everything that dude has said, I've already seen. I've been seeing for a long ass time. I get it. There's millions of people that woke up. Okay, good for you guys. My point is like, when do we stop celebrating these things and actually do the fucking action against the division? I guess that's why I went on those separate tangents. My bad, y'all. But I'm tired of the division, man.
I guess
it's not a
I think
racial
whenever
bound.
like when the electricity and water bills and shit get like fucking $500 or $600, whenever like the food costs like fucking $20 a gallon of milk, whenever it starts affecting people's children and shit, you know what I'm saying? Or it
It
starts
already
affecting
is,
our
though.
kids. But
They're
when
not.
I'm talking about whenever they really start like affecting our kids and shit, like affecting the way we like feed them, the way they survive and shit. They're gonna try to put people on no choice but to get government assistance and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let
Like
me ask y'all a question. How much is carne asada beef in your area per pound?
Oh shit, dude.
Around about. Just
Probably
like an
about
average.
$10 a pound, probably.
my shit's probably about
Is
13
it?
or 14 a pound over here.
Is it now? Okay, wow.
It's
Shit,
but close to about 30. We have some pastures around here, Bubba. The beef and shit is straight up fucking gets killed and shit and gets brought to Walmart fucking on the
No,
same
I
like
know.
within
That's
an hour
why
and
it
a half.
should be a hell of a lot cheaper. The reason I asked it is because my cousin just paid $30 for 2 fucking pounds. But
$30.
you just said 13 to 14 bucks a pound. So yeah, that averages out
Yeah,
to
that
what
makes
you're
sense.
paying as well.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
That's
sense. Yeah,
crazy
what
as
I'm paying
fuck.
is definitely bullshit. You know, like sometimes I was getting stamps and shit for sure. You don't be thinking about like the price of food like that, and you're getting stamps, dude.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point,
But
Pilgrim, because you don't think about the price of it as much if you have that SNAP, and that very well might drive up the prices.
Yep, the SNAP. Yep, thank you.
Yes. Also, Ghetto, to your point, in my opinion, people are not uncomfortable enough. We have been given just enough comforts to not be agitated to the point of revolt.
no,
Like, we
I
still got our
100%
internet.
agree.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We still got our like video games and shit. Still got our sports. They're still coming out with the new Netflix originals and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, to use them as an example, because I've been watching the Canadian stuff almost all day now. While I've been working, while I've been doing whatever, I've always had them on in the background. Um, and they're doing the gas thing, and it's like with them, it's like as soon as the gas starts really drying up. I mean, fuck the conspiracies. They obviously still have gas because they're still there and they're still running. But that's gonna fuck up their little bubble. My point is, it's like I don't know what my point is. I 100% agree with you, Virginia. I'm just
Hoot Owl SNAP is EBT. It's food stamps.
how much is gas where y'all are at?
Pushing
My bad. I didn't mean
$4.
to remember Virginia. What do you? Huh?
Oh, you're good. You're good. No, I pushing $4 a gallon.
We're pushing
about the
about
same
$3
here.
here. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the Walmart gas station, it's $2.79.
Yeah, but is it 10% alcohol?
Yeah, that's the
like
bullshit
the cheap
gas. Yeah.
gas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's with the cheap gas. That's not with the high quality highest you can get.
Yeah.
That 7-Eleven Plaid Pantry gas.
That's some of that bullshit.
Do they got Plaid Pantry other places?
No, I never heard of that in my whole life.
Oh, okay. You got
Are
Plaid
you from
Pantry
Oregon
down there, right,
originally,
Virginia?
dude? Are you been there there
Yeah.
your whole life?
Oregon, California. I lived in Florida and
That's what's
Arizona a
up.
little bit. Washington.
I
Mainly
lived
the
in
West
Florida
Coast,
and
though.
Washington State for a long time. That's where I got my vibe at.
You lived in Washington, Pilgrim?
I usually, you know where Clarkston is at? It's right across the
You know
border
his
from
ass.
Lewiston, Idaho.
Oh, really? That's cool as hell. Yeah.
I used to live on the Nez Perce Indian Reservation too.
Okay. Yeah.
In
Wow.
Idaho,
You
I
could
went
tell
to I
that
went
dude
to I
lived
went
in
to like 2
Chaz
of
for
those
a while.
powwows and shit with the other young people, and we had a good time. We got fucked up and shit. Like slept with some native. Like anyway, it was awesome.
I heard that.
It was like some Dances with Wolves type shit. I felt like Kevin Costner.
Fucking fool.
But yeah, I loved it
Pilgrim
out there
straight
though.
from
That's
Seattle.
like Pacific Northwest is like my shit. Like they would shut the whole town down if there was a moose walking around it.
Right. Yeah, the Wild West.
And when I was with the
is
Nez
still
Perce
wild.
Indian people, like they could shoot a deer with like a pistol and shit and like eat it. You know, they didn't have to have a license for hunting anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was badass.
Oregon and Washington, Idaho, all the further northwest, like California, unfortunately, they've been completely ruined. When I was growing up, California was a red state. They've been working on that for decades and succeeded. But Oregon, Washington, those are my stomping grounds, and we get a bad reputation for the 2 cities, Seattle and Portland, that get put on the news. But I'm telling you, 90% of the people out here are nothing like that. And there's nothing.
They're like rednecks and
beautiful.
shit. Yeah, it's nothing like Seattle and shit in Portland. It's like all
100%.
redneck
Right.
type people. Gun owners and shit. Like big
Oh,
fucking,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like corn-fed people.
Oh yeah, yes, rough and
A
tumble.
Why
lot
do
of
you
them
think I
Washington and
gravitate-
Idaho people, a lot of them boys in Idaho and Washington are big as fuck.
Oh yeah, lumberjacks.
For real,
Same
dude.
reason I
noticed that. I was
gravitated
like,
towards
man, I don't
this
wanna talk
fucking
too much
redneck
shit down there and
community.
shit, you know what I'm saying?
I come from 3 or 4 generations of loggers. Between California, Oregon, Washington, I've multiple generations that did that for a living, and it's very dangerous. In fact, some of you know my great grandfather lost his forehead to a tree. He was like,
Jesus
probably around
Christ. Was he
30
all right?
years
Did he
old.
survive?
Yeah, he did. He
How old
he
was
was
he?
about 30 years old, and a tree fell on his head. His friend picked up some of his frontal matter. They got him medical care. He lived to be in his 70s, but my whole
But he
life,
went back to work the next week, huh?
yeah, he might have. And my
That's a
whole
man.
life, he was like the kind of scary old guy because he had a cave in his forehead. I'm not shitting you. Like if you take a log and make a indentation in someone's head, it was the weirdest thing when I was little. But now that I'm older, I'm kind of amazed by it.
Well, they don't make them like they used to. They don't make the people and they don't make the buildings like they used to.
Nope.
But dude, my my great grandmother, you got me thinking. If she's still alive, she was born in 1917. She'd be about 105 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't learn how to drive a car till she was like fucking 37 years old too.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Sorry, y'all.
Man, you
I'm
ain't
sure.
cutting slices. You're just eating out of the tin.
Yeah, that man, and nobody else eats it but me. So there's no point in wasting a dish. Shoot.
That's
Oh yeah.
barbaric.
Sorry, not to distract, but man, pie is the shit.
Yeah, Pilgrim, people aren't the same as they used to be. My grandfathers, the first thing they did at 17 is join the military and serve their country and come
And it
home
was an
and
honor.
work really hard, honest, hard work. You know what I
It
mean?
was an honor to serve your military and serve your country and your family back then. Like
You're absolutely right.
They
There's
had-
nothing that gets me crying harder than a military funeral. I'm telling
Mhm.
you, man.
Like, dude, they had people back in World War II and shit that would commit suicide because they couldn't get drafted because they had flat feet or
They
they
couldn't
join
serve their country. Yeah.
because they couldn't serve their country. They would just kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because all the other men were out there. You know what I mean? And the lady stayed at home and created all the bullets and all the shit we used to fuck those bastards up over there too.
Yeah, World War II, absolutely. The women ran
Was it
industry.
Rosie the Riveter?
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, you cannot forget about the what's John Adams' wife's name? What'd she say? She said, "Don't forget about the ladies."
Huh. I can't
Like
remember.
you,
Is it Abigail? Someone in
yeah,
the-
Abigail. It was Abigail. She said, "Don't forget about the ladies, John."
right.
And you can't, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if we wouldn't
Now-
have them, if we wouldn't have the women here work helping us out and shit, we probably would have not done as good for sure.
Now let me ask you guys a loaded question. Do you think all these people would have spent generations of wanting to sign up and risking their life and doing all that they did for us if they knew where our country was going?
No.
Oh man.
Because
You know how
all
many
of
people
that,
are turning in their graves right now? No.
all
that
of
is,
that
Exactly.
fed the machine that got us to where we are right now.
but
If
they
would have
didn't
known
know
about,
that.
they didn't
That
know
makes
about the
sense.
military
Well,
industrial
no, I
complex.
understand, but
If
that's
you
what
would
I
have talked
mean.
about
That's
that, you was a
exactly what I mean.
communist.
That's
Like,
exactly what I mean, though. So what don't we know that our children are going to be like? Oh fuck, they're turning in their grave right now.
we got to
Right.
get a little bit
You
of more
guys
of an
see?
open mind and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I mean,
Not
though?
to like shit, like not to be. You gotta get an open mind, but not to like shit, like you know, gay rights and shit like that. Get an open mind to like fucking like. You gotta get an open mind to
What's wrong
like.
with my rights?
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta get an open mind
I
to
should
shit
have a right.
beyond that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I do. Like, I'm not anti-gay or nothing like that. Like, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like that
You
takes
better
the
not be, bro.
forefront before our fucking like children's education and shit like that, bro. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, what's up,
No,
backwoods?
I
What's
know
up?
what you're talking about. I'm just saying that if we
I
know
just
that they would be turning in their graves, what the hell do we not know right now
Yeah. I
that
know
our
what you
children are going to be
Christian.
saying?
Dude,
There's something,
that's why I
dude.
don't want
There's
my
something we don't
children to
know.
grow up in this society like this because they're going to be growing up in like it's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be we're
Yep.
going to be like a bunch of Amorites and shit. A bunch of be like a pre-flood society, 100%, dude.
I don't
Where's that
think
backwood?
hey backwoods. In
What's
a way,
up?
it's not so much that they didn't know. It's that think about it when you were younger, when your grandparents who came through the Depression tried to warn you about shit. What did we all do? Kind of laughed it off. Oh, that look crotchety old grandpa bitching about the government and blah blah blah. I don't think it's so much about them not knowing. It's about us and our children not listening and not seeing it. We're seeing that in society now.
Yes.
Blind.
Because you got
Yes.
millions.
The
Every other
people
person.
warning us know. We know we're trying to raise our kids upright, and our grandparents did the same thing, and we shoved them off.
We're like,
And
oh
I
yeah,
think,
they're just being tripping.
and in all reality, Virginia, I believe that's why I have the mindset that I do at 40 years old, because I was constantly told
Hmm.
within the system that the system is bad, whether it was from an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a parent, a grandparent, all these people that I was raised by within the system, right?
Hmm.
While they're collecting their checks, they're telling me how horrible it is and how much of a slave we are. You know what I mean? So it's
That's
like
the
I
merit of my
believe that
work.
I believe you're right in the sense that we're not listening
Yeah.
because they're telling us. They've been telling us. What's up, Crackwoods?
What's up, Gato?
Chilling. Trying to defend my rights up here.
Right? I was enjoying the conversation, man. Pilgrim's all like doing that. What's that stuff where they flash stuff
What?
across the screen? You know,
What is
and
it? What do you mean?
like
Streaking?
subliminal messaging me and shit. Like he was going back and forth between when I would say something and the StreamYard link, he was clicking them back and forth real fast.
Dude, I've
And
been studying from Amazon, cuz.
I was trying to.
This motherfucker.
I was just trying to listen to y'all, Ghetto and Virginia's conversation, man. Y'all was having a good conversation, dude. I wasn't trying to interrupt. Y'all go ahead.
I'm not allowed to talk anymore. My girl came in with a handful and said, "I have your rights right here." She's
Oh,
talking about
no.
my ball.
Oh god.
That's fucked up.
That's why you should never get a vasectomy.
Oh hell no! I wouldn't do that shit. No, my girl got fixed.
I
Even
need.
though
I
it was
think I
way
might.
more
I
fucked
might
up
need
for
to
her
get.
to
I
get
think
it.
I need. I need to get one.
Hey, I do got one thing I want to
Yeah,
say.
but you have to wait until your balls drop before they can even do a vasectomy, though, Pilgrim.
Oh no, dude, that's not always the case.
I do got something I want to say real quick. Milkmaid's saying she's going to bed and she'll see us tomorrow. We'll see you in about 30 minutes, Milkmaid.
See you, Milkmaid,
100%.
30 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep this shit
Pretty
going for
much.
as long as I can.
Man,
We should have we're gonna talk about you, Milkmaid, every 15 minutes on the dot. You're gonna have to be here to see what we're saying. Just saying.
Yes.
That's gonna fuck her up. That pissed me off, man. Like, fuck, I can't sleep. What the fuck? What are they saying?
Bad earworm there, Ghetto.
The clock starts now. It's 5:55.
Word. Bug dude, that's awesome. Your grandpa.
What do you say? I'm away from the phone. What do you say?
His grandpa left him the rifle that he carried in World War II and said, "One day I'd need it and know why. I kept it
Dude,
fed
that's
with your
fucking-
blood in the meantime."
Yeah,
That kicks ass. What the fuck, dude?
I got my grandpa's helmet. My grandpa's helmet's got a freaking bullet. Well, not a bullet,
Wow.
but a big ass dent from a bullet in it. I like my dad still has it, but That's
Fucking my
funny, man.
my great grandfather came back from World War
And his
II,
other
and he
stuff.
fucking he got like 2 or 3 different girlfriends across the state of Oklahoma and shit like that. Started beating up my grandma. Like, for real, dude. This dude came back.
Were they related?
Fucked up in his head. No, he spread it
Was it-
out throughout like 4 or 5 counties and shit. No, this dude was fucked up in his head. He had a family in Texas, family in Oklahoma, and a family in Arkansas. No shit, I swear to God. Like,
Wow.
this dude, like, he was doing a lot of fucking and shit. Like, he had to get away from that World War II shit. Like, he fought in I think this dude is part of, he liberated, I'm not gonna claim which fucking, camp he was involved in and shit, but this dude was, he liberated one of those Holocaust camps and all kinds of shit. That's why I believe the Holocaust happened 100%.
Mhm. Ark Wildman,
this-
hey.
Ark Wildman, legendary. He's like a modern day Benjamin Franklin.
What's up, Ark Wild Man? So, Ghetto,
And Ryan, hello.
who was trying to take your rights away from you, bro?
Oh, nobody. My wife was just reiterating that she owns my rights, and they're in my balls in her hands.
Well,
you know.
I mean,
They only
Well,
think what we allow them to think.
Exactly.
What we teach them to think. What they see as
As
examples.
long as she thinks she has my balls, then I'm good.
Exactly, but in reality,
I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler.
in reality, you already
I'm a
know
pimp
who
through and
they're
through,
with.
you know.
You know,
Even Virginia, I let her have my virtual balls. It's all good. Let her think that.
Oh man, I'm Japanese. I have my own Benoit balls. You know what I'm talking about.
mm,
meditation.
Benoit balls is like a washboard for your ass, man. That's like the old school way of fucking enema.
you pull
I
that
don't know
son
why I just thought about that.
you pull that son bitch out real fast, and it's like a machine gun going off.
Sorry, y'all.
Yep. Bo-bo-bo-bo-bo-bo. Well, Benoit balls are actually for women. It's they you see them in antique stores sometimes. It's smaller than balls, but they vibrate. If you shake them, they make like a music. And women do use those. I'm not kidding, because it hits the
Come on
spot. If it's reverberating the sound, it hits that spot internally. I'm trying to be as PG as I can.
Nah, BSR,
So how many-
BMA if you want to. I've heard that shit from my girl.
Yeah.
For real, dude.
So essentially, y'all got
using shit
2
like
G
that.
spots or what?
But a woman's got to choose the time that she wants to, right? Like, it's not just a woman's got to want to. Is what I was researching.
Oh, you had to research?
No, I'm not. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
What do you have to look up on the
Sorry,
internet?
I don't mean to sound weird. No, dude, I'm trying to write a book on this shit, dude. I'm trying to go into a relationship advice show type shit.
But you're trying to write a book on Benoit balls?
No, I'm trying to
I'm so confused, man.
I'm like,
I am too,
I'm
man.
working on what I'm right now working on basically is a relationship between men and women. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and like what what a woman wants out of a man, and like
That's gonna be
what
the
a
most
man is worthy from the woman.
Pilgrim.
Well,
You
what
know
the
I
hell
love you,
that
bro.
got to do with Benoit balls?
But Pilgrim,
You
you
got to
know
be
I love
willing to try these different things, is what I'm saying. You got to be willing to use these tools. You got to be willing to use these different things and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
Pilgrim.
can't be
know
like
I
you
love
can't be afraid to use a toy. Basically, I'm not trying to be fucked up either. I'm not trying to sound weird. I'm
Pilgrim's
sorry.
gonna be on Craigslist looking for a looking for a test
No,
dummy.
no, dude, no, I ain't gonna be looking for nothing like that. That's what I'm just trying to say, though, dude. There ain't nothing. I'm just trying to say for all the dudes out there, like, there ain't nothing wrong with using stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you just gotta, you gotta have, you gotta like, your woman's got to be into you first of all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, it is mental. You're right, Pilgrim.
Dude,
You're
you
right.
have it
All
backwards.
jokes
That's where you're.
aside, he's right. If there's not
But
if there's a mental block for the woman,
and this is
she's
not gonna be
gonna go into
enjoyable. You know
emotion.
what I'm saying?
as much as I agree with the mental block, but I think that's why you're researching stuff, Pilgrim. The girl doesn't need to be in you, dude. You need to be into her. You know what
No,
I'm
I
saying?
know all. No, I know that. No, trust me. Like, I know all that, but like, the thing with that is not just like pleasing them. It's just like it goes beyond that. You know what I'm saying? If you please a girl in the bedroom, you can probably keep her about 6 or 7 years, right? But if you can't please her, like like mentally and spiritually, that'll only be that amount of time. You got to be able to please her, like in a tantric type way. It can't just be, you can't just jack right. You know what I'm trying to say? You can't just like.
Yep.
It's different, because a woman chooses who she's attracted to, and a woman chooses who she's pleased by.
You
You
hit
know what I'm
the nail
saying?
on the proverbial head, Pilgrim. You're absolutely 100% right.
This research has been coming for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't research because I don't know shit. I research to add to my knowledge.
Yep.
That's why you should learn
Are
to
you-
please your lady first without
Jeez, what?
sex.
Mhm.
You learn to
What
please
are you
her.
talking about?
You
I
learn
feel
to
like if a chick doesn't put out on the first date, and I'm not stop interrupting you after, then it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
you
the
got it for real. You've got to be.
Then right there, you're done for,
You gotta
dude.
be-
You gotta
No,
learn-
I fuck every time.
Then you're done
Hey
for.
man, Pilgrim, you got a lot
Pilgrim.
of research to do, bro.
You got a lot of research
Yeah.
to do.
No,
guy.
dude. Like,
You
I've
just
been
made
hooking
your
up,
own
but-
mud flood. Look into those.
Pilgrim, I got 20 years of experience to tell you that if a girl does put out the first night, you take it and you leave it. If she doesn't, that's when you chase it. You chase it until you can capture her heart, then her mind, then her body, homie.
But
The
that's
body's
what pisses
always
me about. Like,
last.
why the fuck don't they have
That's
to
the
do this
best
shit?
prize.
Why the fuck don't they have to chase us the same way we do all the shit?
Pilgrim,
Because you're not giving her something to chase. I gave my girl
Yeah, I'm
something
giving
to
her
chase.
my time. I'm giving her my money. I'm giving her
Your
my
time and
fucking-
money ain't shit. They don't
That
want
is
that.
everything. That is whole life.
No,
That's
no.
the life. That's what takes care of them. Like, that's what takes
Pilgrim.
care of the children. My time, my money, my time is your time on this earth is everything, dude. Like, before you die, so you have this
your
time.
interpretation of the time, though, man. If you,
Exactly.
is your
I be
time
twisted.
sitting there on a date with her while you're looking at her phone, but you're there, it's all good? Or is
No.
your time, what is your time spent on while you're with her?
Just,
Well, it
you know,
sounds
hanging
like
out
you're
with
not-
her and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I've really got a connection with her, But I look at it like this. Like, I've been with my girl for, like, 2 years, right? But to her, we've been together for 5 years.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
But, that's why my shit's a little fucked
Yeah,
up. But
that-
that's what my shit
You're
is.
It
saying
makes
woman
sense, but-
math is emotional. We know
Ghetto.
man math. You're saying woman math is the emotional math.
It's way different, though. The way the woman and man's minds work are completely different things. Like a woman doesn't have to, like a woman, all a woman really has to do is really be beautiful, really be like be attractive, or like just really exist. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful, but all a woman has to exist to do this shit. But all I'm saying from all this, the point of what I'm saying is, what a man has to do is it's like we have to go on a quest.
So what's wrong with that?
But check. All right, let me
Oh
say
my
one
God,
quick
what's
thing.
wrong with
one
that?
quick thing backwards, Pilgrim.
Yes.
You're not gonna find the right woman unless you notice that she's actually on that same exact quest with you.
When I
It's
was
all
younger,
about
I was wanting
equality.
to find. When I was younger, I was wanting to find the right woman. Exactly. But I realized this. I was trying to find Mrs. Right for too long. I'm trying to find Mrs. Right now. You know what I'm talking about?
If that's your goal, then that's your goal, man. And
But you
then
can't be
by all
hating on
means,
people
go
trying
for
to
it.
live like this. You can't be hating on people who live in a square lifestyle. And I know what you
I
mean.
I didn't want to say I was hating on it, but you
No,
went.
I know. No,
You
I'm
started
saying
the,
I was hating
but
on it. I
you
was sounding
started
like
the
I was hating on it.
conversation on. You started the conversation on how to get into a woman's mind. And clearly, Virginia was like, "Yeah, Pilgrim," and then all of a sudden, you just blew your shit all to smithereens.
No, because it's
I
still the
mean,
same process. I'm just saying, like, it's just the way that, like, that's how you get into their mind, right? But it's also like, like you're not gonna want to reveal, like, oh, I know the secrets of how a woman's mind works to her. You know what I'm saying? Like to a
dude,
chick you're trying
that's
to date.
something you can never research. That's on an individual basis.
On the job
Each
training.
and every woman is different, and that is
Exactly.
the age-old question:
But
what the hell are women thinking?
But as a mammal, as a human being, all women want the same thing. They don't want to be a man's mama, and they don't want to fucking like. They want to feel like. They want to
That's
feel
where
like
you're wrong. You can't assume
they
you
want,
know
but there's
what.
like it's a war though. It's a war though with a woman's mind though. In a woman's mind, there's a war, and in a
Hey,
man's
Beck,
mind as
was
well.
this
I'm not
dude
trying
used
to
to be
sound
a chick?
sexist. No,
The
I've known a lot of
definitive
special. I've had a lot of special lady friends.
and knew him for what, a night or two?
Yes, sir. The longest ones I've known have been for about 5 or 6 years. But I'm trying to figure out how to make a relationship last. It's not just about fucking and having casual sex for sure. And I yield my time.
You got to get out the mind frame of trying to get a chick in bed the first night, man. You do have to try. Don't get me wrong. That's the test.
Because you don't want them to think you're gay or some shit. You don't want them to think. You don't
It's
want to be
not
a friend.
about.
That's not.
I've never had a
like I'm
woman
not
think
gonna be.
that, dude. I don't know.
I'm not gonna be a friend. No, I'm saying like
I
nothing
thought you
like
was
that.
gonna be quiet.
But I'm
Pilgrim.
not gonna be like. I'm not gonna just be. I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna be friends with a beautiful woman and shit like that. Fucking like, no straight man can be friends with a beautiful woman unless they're gay. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. Like we can,
It depends
you know
on
what?
what you think
That sounds
beauty is,
weird.
man.
Exactly. Let me replace what I just said because we got a lot of beautiful women that we're friends with. Let me replace what I said.
I was gonna say I'm friends with Virginia, but that doesn't mean I'm gay because I ain't trying to have sex with her. It's because I'm married.
Exactly.
what the fuck?
Exactly. That's what,
You got a little
There's-
boo boo on your nose, Backwoods. Got
Y'all-
that
no,
nose
see,
just all up in her ass.
this is where my experience and shit. This is where I'm saying like y'all come from like a more y'all are old school. I'm coming from that new school background. I'm coming from that disrespectful
Yeah.
shit. Y'all,
Okay. In the new school, what's gonna make a woman think you're gay, man? Because it's like that sentence kind
what's
of
gonna
got
make a
quotated
woman
in my
think you're
mind.
gay? But I'm saying this like
No,
if
think you're gay.
like if you're going on a date and with a chick and you're not really being like flirty with her, if you're not like slapping her leg like oh that's funny or like touching her shoulder and shit like that, being a little flirty, like that might be perceived as gay. Because nowadays and shit, from all the women I've talked to and shit, you'd be surprised how many fucking like switch hitters there are out there nowadays. You'd be
It depends on
surprised.
the personality of the chick, though, because you have to act
Some
accordingly.
chicks might be into that kind of shit, but still but some
Not
chicks like
into the
that would-
bisexualness. You keep getting squirreled, man. I'm talking
being into
about
what?
the
What do you mean?
flirtation. I'm talking about the flirtatious stuff. It's all on an individual basis. You got to see women just as individual as you are when you see yourself compared to other dudes. We're not universal on what we want. All men do not want the same exact universal thing. Just like women do not want the universal same thing. At the end of the day, we're all humans and we want to be loved. We want to be wanted. And we want to want somebody else that wants us. That's it. The
That's
rest
what
of
love
it is
is.
on individual basis.
That's what love is, though, man. For sure, is wanting somebody that wants you back the same way. But see, what you're saying, dude, like I feel that 100%, dude. But that's some shit that applies to women. I feel like, though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you have okay? So what do you do? What do you do on a feminine basis for the women you're trying to get?
I don't want to get too dirty. I mean,
No. I'm not. See, that's what I'm saying, man. You got to
Like, I
take
guess
your
I
mind
go-
out of that part of the gutter. Look. You have to show some kind of femininity.
But,
I'm sure Virginia knows the right
like,
word I'm talking
get him
about.
flowers and shit like that. Like watch like rom-coms with
It's
them or
called
some
a
shit.
soft
Like
side.
There you go,
soft
the soft
side.
side. You got to show them the soft side, and we ain't talking
It's
about your
hard as
pecker.
fuck for me to find I was about to say it's hard as fuck for me to find the soft side, especially if I'm with a chick. But with my fucking like,
Well,
Then
that's
maybe, I mean, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but maybe you are gay. Maybe you're just trying to hide because you got to
no.
try
I
to be
think
so tough. Usually, you know, people that
all right.
try
The
to act too
problem
tough in
is
front
you're
of their
thinking
women.
with the wrong head.
yeah, I was about to say
I'm
it's
just
not.
playing,
It's
man.
You're
definitely nothing
thinking
gay
with the
for
wrong
sure.
head, Pilgrim. You're thinking
Exactly,
with
dude.
the
Because
wrong
my
head.
addiction, guys, is definitely like fucking women for sure. And I'm drunk right now, and I apologize for cussing like that. Like for real, dude. Like I am thinking with the wrong
Oh
head, dude.
Lord.
You're 100% right,
In
backwoods. Like
translation, everybody, he's been with probably 3 chicks. Just saying.
I've been with one chick my whole life, and that's all that counts.
Pilgrim, my dad used to say to any boy who came around, my father has 4 daughters, and my friends were always male, so there were boys that come around that were no threat. But regardless, the first thing that would come out of his mouth if he met one of my friends was, "Nice to meet you, young man. What are your intentions with my daughter?"
Exactly.
Let
See,
that
that's what I'm
sink
worried
in.
about. I don't got any daughters like that. That's what has me tripping.
Well,
Like if I was my son going on a date like that, I'd be like, "All right, son,
Nah, it's the
there's
same,
some
dude.
protection and shit. Make sure you don't fucking."
Oh, fuck that.
I'd be
See,
like-
that's where you're wrong. That's where you're
I'd be
wrong
like,
right there.
I'd be like, son, you're too young to be trying to hook up with the chick and shit. Like, wait till you get done in college, and if you're still with this girl, then to college and get married to her, then hook up with her.
See, I think that's where, at least young parents, I think that's where they get it twisted. You got to show them by action, man. It's not about that talk you have with them. It's about what you show them
Like,
within
if this
your
boy sees his
relationship.
daddy with like a different woman every 6 months and shit, do you think that's gonna be fucked up?
Look, I'm gonna put it as blunt as I can say it, Pilgrim. Your son is gonna treat the girls just like you treat his mom.
Good.
That is what is being ingrained into his brain. That's what's being ingrained into my son's brain, into my daughter's brain. She's gonna know how to be treated from a man because she's watching her dad. It doesn't matter what I say to her. I can say whatever I want, and it's vice versa as well. If I ran around this motherfucker being racial or racist or whatever, that's when they start doing the opposite of what you're saying or the opposite of what they live through.
That's whenever I'll be driving, getting road rage, I'll be worried about my son hearing what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real, dude.
It's all about the interactions in the relationships, though, man.
Like, if he sees the mother and father getting along and shit, the child will, like, pick up good from that, huh?
But more than getting along, though, Pilgrim, I'm talking about being playful, being silly, kissing, hugging, dancing. Like, those human interactions are ingrained on a child's brain. I was fucked, and I'm not going deeper than that, but I was fucked up until I met my wife. Dude, I was a womanizing piece of shit because that's all I seen. That's all that was ingrained. But once you find that true love, everything changes. It's like the time stops. That's what you gotta. That's what you have to teach your kids. That's what I have to teach my kids because that's what it's about. We have to teach our kids to not be fucking disposable like society wants them to be. They want them to be disposable. They want them to have their 10 minutes of fame on TikTok while they're shaking their fucking ass cheeks. And that's
At
it.
a fucking too young of a fucking age, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's
My point. That is why it's
They're
up to you to not.
sexualizing these fucking,
But look, so are we though. When we're saying, okay, son, here's some protection. You know what I mean? Even
yeah,
that
exactly.
right
Because
there,
we'd be looking at
as
our sons
innocent
different than
as
our
it
daughters.
sounds, yes, but even as innocent as it sounds, by giving him that protection, you're giving him permission to be like, here, man, just go fuck whatever moves. That shouldn't even be part of the conversation. it should be a footnote of the conversation, right? It should be a little side note. But if you raised him before that conversation well enough, then you'll already know what that decision is going to be. And then you got to take into factor that he's a, however old, and fucking hormones win everything. But it's all about, they have to see what they're learning when it comes to kids, and everything they see, they soak it in. Even if we don't think that they're watching, they will see it. They will try to repeat it in some form or fashion.
I agree that we lead by example. However, even in your story there that you just told, you're saying that you treat your wife and your children differently than how you were raised. So we come down again to nature versus nurture. And you were able to break through the conditioning of your childhood and bring something better out of it, learning from those lessons. And I think there's something to be said for that too.
100%, yeah.
Because when we make a perfect caricature for our kids, are they not set up then to expect that that's how things are, is just perfect?
But see, that's where my teenagehood, from I would say 11 to 19, to play, because through that I'm able to also express that to them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And how different I was in that time period. Because through that time period, I was definitely living the way I was seeing. And I don't never just keep that in the closet and not show my kids. Does that make sense? I show them the yin and the yang. I don't show them just the perfectness of life and relationships and all that. Because that ends up fucking up, man.
Conflict resolution if they never see conflict. And
yeah, exactly.
I'm not suggesting to foster conflict in your home, but I'm saying it's not always a bad thing. There is dark and light. There is good and bad. There are emotions that you have to work through. And as much as I try to shield my kids a lot of times, at the same time, we can't do that either.
Yeah, 100%.
We're sending them
I'm sorry.
into a pretty fucked up world, to be honest.
Right? Yeah. I was laughing at what Hudao said. It makes sense. 4 fucking dots on a screen and we're listening to them.
I don't know if any of you are real. There's only one person I know on YouTube that's real because I actually met him. But other than that, I don't know if any of you are real. You could all be.
Right? Is it you? You've met yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I'm real. Scratching my armpit right now.
I want to go to this big meeting they're talking about in a couple months.
Big ass armpit hair. Man, we're not gonna be here in a month.
By the February 22nd, I think it's gonna be fucked up.
What, on George Washington's birthday?
Are you bullshitting me? Is that George Washington's birthday?
Uh-huh. This is my brother's birthday too. My twin brother.
What? Dude, it's perfect for it to be that way, though. It's perfect for it to be that way, though, dude. 22. You got to think that's when World War I ended. 11/11, fucking 1918. But it was 11 o'clock in the afternoon, though, whenever that shit ended. The 11 o'clock in the afternoon on the 11th day of fucking November. But I think let's say somebody like me who's 28 years old, do you think I'd be drafted if the shit hit the fan like that for World War III?
Yeah, you're still within the age, right?
They bullshitting, dude.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I could. Dude,
but look, they want us to lose the war, so of course they're gonna send your ass.
He just said they want us to lose the war, so of course they're sending me. I'm a killer. Dude.
They do. We're
I'm
going to war to lose. I don't know why people haven't put 2 and 2 together.
I don't want to be cannon fodder, though. You know what I'm saying? They say if China invades the beaches of Taiwan, more people will be killed in the first 10 minutes than all the wars combined in the history of the earth. And like we'd be going through American soldiers and shit during that shit. We'd be going through them, and they'd have to. That's when they'd have to call on the. That's why they're wanting to draft women and shit now.
Pilgrim, you being a relationship killer doesn't make you a killer in war. Just saying.
Oh, God bless you, dude. You know that's very correct. I go to the range though. You know what I'm saying? But nothing crazy though. I can't sit. I'm not gonna sit here and claim like.
There's nothing.
Fucking, I'm not gonna say I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
There's nothing about going to the range that makes you ready for war, except for that you might can hit a standing still target.
But exactly, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and claim and shit that I would be like John Wick and shit. I'm not gonna sit here and claim it would be like fucking Wolverines and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could hit a fucking a deer that was sitting eating some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd hit an animal for sure.
If you want to live, best way to put it is, if you want to live, you do what you have to do at the time that it needs to be done. If not,
dude, I'd be willing to.
you don't
I'd
care
be
about
willing to
living.
sell slaves, dude. I'd be willing to enslave. Dude, I'd be willing to fucking eat somebody. If I had no lie, dude. Like, I'd be willing to do. You know, you got to be thinking like. I'd be willing to do some fucked up shit, dude, if it came down to it, dude. Shit hits the fan, y'all. Like,
You
to
don't
save
know
for
what
my
you will
family.
do, Pilgrim. You don't know what
Like,
you'll
I'm
do
definitely
until
not.
it's time
I
to
would do
actually
whatever I
do it.
could not to die. Yeah, like. But I
Even
would
your
be willing.
hardest,
I definitely like.
but
My
you got to
life
think
is
of it
more
like
than
this.
someone else's besides my
But
family.
think of it like this: even your hardcore soldier that's been back and forth to war 4 or 5 different tours, they have moments of, I wouldn't say cowardism or whatever, but they have moments of where they couldn't do what they were supposed to do. It's all situational at that very time. You could say you can do whatever. I'm not saying you won't. Nobody will know until you're actually faced with it. That's my point.
See, but now that I'm almost 30, I feel like whenever I was like 18, 19 years old, like I could have kicked my ass now. You know what I mean? Like, fucking.
I'll give you. No, I get it. I 100% get it, dude. But it's amazing what we're capable of actually doing. Is my point.
We're capable of far more than we realize, dude. And that kind of goes back to like this whole ancient, like we were reliving ancient civilizations type shit. Like we're far more capable. Like, that's why there's radioactive shit on this earth nowadays, dude.
Fucking bug, dude. I just looked at chat.
What bug
Fuck
was
is
saying?
everything.
Shooting into a sack don't count as range time. What do you guys? Is he talking to backwoods or is he like?
He's talking to you. Shooting a load into a sock.
Oh
doesn't
God, I
count
know
as
he's
range
talking to
time.
me.
He's the new generation. He doesn't know what socks are.
I know what sock is. I'll tell you about one time.
He never had to use a sock.
One time, no, I have had to use a sock. One time, whenever no, I'm not gonna tell that story.
Oh,
no, fuck it.
but
I'll
you
tell the
just
story.
did. You
I'll tell
already
the
did.
story. One time, whenever one buddy's just hanging out and shit, this is when we were like 15 and shit, right? We went to school. This dude had no socks. I was like, dude, just grab one of my socks from my pile of socks, right? And this dude fucking put on my sock. He's like, when I put on the socks, dude, it fucking hurt my feet like I got stabbed. But whenever I was at school, I noticed my feet started getting wet and warm and shit like that. And I was like, oh, dude, you grabbed from the dirty pile, didn't you?
What the fuck?
Dude, that's a true story. No fucking lie, dude.
That is a horrifying story. That is
fucked up. That's just hilarious, dude. I was like, dude. Then we told everybody and shit, dude. That's just funny as fuck, dude. Like,
You'd have got a legit ass whooping from me. I'm just hoping
Nah,
you didn't
dude,
fill the
that
sock
wasn't-
up while your homie was sleeping right next to you.
no, that's
Yeah.
probably like at least a week old sock. It
Figured
wasn't
that's
like
where
that.
it was
That
going
not
when he
fresh.
said, "Me and my buddy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the night before and shit. Yeah, no.
One
No,
of
this
those
is probably at
Ron
least a week.
stories. Well, he just sat next to me and held my hand.
So how
Fingers
did
crossed behind your back.
hold on. Let's hold on. Back up a minute. So how did your buddy get the sock that you used the night before. I mean, what was he doing there that morning?
It wasn't the night
He didn't need
before,
to put
bruh. It
salt.
was the fucking week before, and it was my dirty fucking sock pile. Don't try to trick me up. I know what you're trying to do. I know your game, cuz. You're trying to sit here and be like, oh yeah, Pilgrim's talking about some fucking gay shit. Nah, hell nah, dude. You ain't
No,
gonna
I'm
catch
just
me like
asking a
that.
question.
No, you're not. Like you're asking that. Here's the way your voice sounded like an innocent old man. Like I'm just asking a question, man. No, sir.
All I got from that story, man, is you nutted on your homeboy. That's all I heard. That's all I
I
heard.
did nut on the
Me too.
homeboy.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Yeah, but see, Ghetto's jealous because you nutted on your homeboy's feet.
Now that's
Dude, don't be
true.
getting ghettos are gonna start getting horny if you talk about feet and nothing and shit. Chill. First of all, second of all, like,
place.
dude, we're about to put a beat on right now. I'm about to put a beat on right now, dude. Let's have rap battle. Oh, he exited. I was about to ghetto rap battle right now. Me and you, dude. I'm feeling it.
Baby dip.
He started feeling my energy and shit, and he was like, "Nah, dude, fuck that, dude."
Mm-hmm.
This went from a whole one way to a whole another. Like at the beginning of this should have started this way, and then it. Man, are you guys enjoying yourselves? Everybody in chat, y'all having a good motherfucking time? You know what I'm saying? Panel, you guys having a good time and shit? I know I'd be bullshitting a lot.
Well, I have to go in a few minutes, but yeah,
Take your time.
it's been a blast.
Y'all going? Shit, I'll be doing this motherfucking shit by myself and shit until you see me here passed out like this. For real, it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning. Y'all see me like, I'd been asleep since fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
I got somewhere to be here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you going?
Can't say.
No, I just can't.
It's a secret. It's a secret society type thing.
Yeah.
Secret, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, there's fuck, dude. Am I gonna have to like? Is this something I have to pay for? Can I be part of it too?
It's his OnlyFans page, and it's really expensive. He's built up a nice product.
I got 2 jobs. What's good? Fuck it, dude. I'll join that shit too right now. I think if I'm not, who the hell in the fuck is this? Oh shit, here he is right here. Never mind. Somebody play beat. First off, his real name is Clarence, and oh my god.
What you talking about, man?
I was doing the from 8 Mile, the last rap battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's so dumb, but like never mind. Disregard me.
That's a really good scene, actually. I watched.
Dude, that shit right there is heart
I got
touching,
the
dude.
rabbit hole of rap battles, and yeah, it's pretty solid.
But I'll tell you what, though, like, it always gets crazy as fuck, dude. Like, it always is insane with you guys. Like, Backwoods hasn't really said much of anything and shit, and I respect that. You know,
I tried to several times, and you wouldn't be quiet.
He's wondering if his little buddy is gay. He's kind of worried.
Backwoods, do you think he's trying to antagonize me?
Oh wait, I get it. This is why Hutch doesn't wear socks. It's all come together.
We're like the Illuminati. Yo, me, Hutch, and Ghetto are Illuminati, and so is Backwoods.
I totally got that reference, Virginia.
Backwoods is an adrenochrome drinker.
Hutch is gonna be pissed, man. You're telling him everybody his story.
Shout out to Hutch.
Facts.
It's Illuminati. But no, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, this life that we live, man. You know, my buddy, he was almost a part of a cult. Like, you know, this world is fucked up. I'm having my own issues.
Oh, we've all got issues, man. Don't think you're alone on that. You know, we can all come on and have fun and get down a rabbit hole, but we all have lives that are no part of this platform, and it's a nice place to kind of shoot the shit and everything. But I love
Exactly.
coming here. You know, I've been hanging with you for a long time.
Day one, yeah, for at least a year now, we've been fucking around with each other,
Right
like, for
about,
sure.
yeah. As soon as you started coming up, I was one of your first subs, one of the first people here. So I get it. And I kind of enjoy this. You know, you are young. I'm not, you called us old earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and call
No,
you
I said
young.
old school. I said flavored. I said y'all got some. Y'all are flavored. I never called y'all old. Especially, I called these two.
Flavored.
I called these two dudes
Flavored.
down here. I called these two dudes old down here. I never call you old.
I'm
like, you know,
seasoned, motherfucker. Fuck
see, exactly
flavored.
what I'm saying. Like, I didn't mean to say flavor. I meant to say like exactly, like, you know what I'm saying.
This motherfucker's picturing edible draws on us and shit.
These dudes.
I'm almost 5 years older than Ghetto, but in woman math, that's 5 years younger. So
Were you born 78?
I was.
The same year as my mom.
So then
No
3
way.
years. You non-mathematician
It's
motherfucker.
February 18th.
That's cool as shit, Pilgrim. But what I was going to say is it's fun to be with you on your life journey, and you love to learn. You're curious. You're intelligent. You're welcoming, and you have a great sense of humor. And that's why you get some of us weirdos too, you know. And so thank you. It's really cool to see you grow and learn and put shit together, and to hear what you think about it, because you're the generation we bitch about, to be honest.
But you know, there's not too much of a difference though in what we think. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you know, we still have the same. We have similar interests a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm a little bit more disrespectful, maybe, like in some of my beliefs, and like y'all might be based on the generational gap. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just because that like as our generations get further down, it's more disrespectful. But I still see yes, but no, like as far as like some of these different things, though, like I don't know the same respect y'all had to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know like I don't know necessarily like, you know, people would call the shit that happened in the 80s child abuse. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, so I kind of know that. I don't know. I was from, you know, I was the last generation of kids that got paddled at school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like they stopped paddling after 2012. You know what I'm saying? Like
I ain't never been paddled at school, man.
I get paddled at school fucking at least like a dozen times or some shit.
It's all
you know
regional.
What I'm saying? That shit brought tears, dude.
They
That
was
shit
too
brought
scared to paddle us.
Dude, they paddled they paddled some hardcore fucking kids that are in prison right now for the next 30 years, and like, what the fuck, like for real, dude, like backwoods, my brother.
Like, fuck this, man. I thought the show was gonna be about me when I came up here, man. This dude's not giving me no airtime.
He just pushed buttons. He was pressing buttons on the phone
supper,
again.
isn't he? What year are you born in Ghetto?
81.
I'm 94. So y'all was like already known who y'all's names was and shit by the time I was fucking born. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I'm old enough to be your mother for sure.
for sure, y'all was already exactly like, you know, y'all had like, you know, I remember seeing pictures of my mom back in like 93, 94. It was like puffed hair. It was posters of Poison and Warrant.
Yeah.
My mother was in love with Jamie, the lead singer of Warrant. I forgot Jamie. What's his last name? Like, she was in love with Bret Michaels too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
like,
Don't forget
like,
Skid Row.
The
Sebastian
dudes that
Bach.
look like them. Think about
Exactly, but like she listened to Nirvana and Pearl Jam and that shit, but like that wasn't her. Like that was her shit, and she got older. But she was in love with fucking the glam metal,
Right.
the makeup
The hair
wearing
bands.
bastards. Yes, exactly. Were you the same way, dude?
Dude, my first tape ever was Bon Jovi, and that
Oh
was
my God.
about the furthest I went into hair bands. I was more on the Nirvana, classic rock, and then kind of into grunge and
My mom says that
alternative.
See, that's where I got a lot of my music taste was for, like exactly like that. Like my mom says that, like, you ever heard that song by Kid Rock, All Summer Long?
I don't know. I'd have to hear it again. I'm
That
bad with
describes
titles.
to her that she feels like that describes the life of somebody like of her back in those times. Like, And that shit, you know what I'm saying? She, you know, the whole like that was a different time to grow up in for sure. That was a way different time to grow up in, dude.
It was, but it wasn't.
You feel like it was still kind of a little similar? Like, I don't feel like my shit was like the same way as it is now. Like, they wasn't pushing like this like critical race theory and this like gay shit in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back in my day, like it was just like, you know, regular. You'd still get paddled, you still pray and say allegiance to the flag and shit. Like,
they started layering it in though. You know, they've been layering that in for decades because it starts with our parents and our grandparents, and as we know, a lot of this starts in the home. So the way to manage that is to start indoctrinating and taking over education and what have you. So you did get it. That's how sly these snakes are. Retrospect is 2020, you know.
it's like incognito.
Right, it is. I mean, look, the Matrix movies came out like what, 96? And look at how much they flat out told us then. And I believe if you see certain things, not all movies, but in certain movies, they probably have something like that technology or have at least
like
tried.
Blade Runner, I think, is like prophecy.
Blade Runner?
With Harrison Ford.
Maybe
99 is when it came out. You know, I never liked Mad Max. I just never liked that movie. But Matrix.
I with the one that has Whitney Houston in it.
Whitney Houston.
The one with like
Tina
Beyond
Turner?
Thunderdome with Master Blaster. Or not, I said Tina Turner. I said Whitney Houston. My bad. The one that fucking with like Master Blaster and shit. I love Master Blaster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Yes.
But the Matrix
That's the
kicks
original.
ass though. Yeah, that was the original. Like
Yes.
this new shit, Fury Road and shit. They're kind of like pushing a feminist message in it and shit, switching over the character to like
I
a
signed
female.
up for the breastfeeding station. Milk them up. Those bitches were fed.
But if you think about it, the Matrix kind of, well, not even kind of, it set us up for what we're going through right now in a sense that it came out in 1999, and we were all in fear of that 2000 switchover. So it's like it was the foundation of the fear that they knew they were going to indoctrinate us in. You know what I mean?
It was the introduction of the Matrix because I mean, internet has been around a few decades before that. But when did home computers start getting the Windows and this and that? It was 93-ish. You know,
that's a year before I was fucking born, y'all. Does that blow y'all's fucking minds? That blows my mind.
A little bit, but I ain't scared.
I only seen the computers when I was at school. At least
the
until
computers whenever I was in school were like big as fuck. I remember still, and this was like 2007 and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the computers are still gigantic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all regional though. That's what I mean. It depending on how much your school system and how much money they had, stuff like that. Shit, I was still playing Oregon Trail in the 90s on a computer.
I wish I grew up in the 90s, y'all.
The 80s is where it's at. That's
the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s is where it's at. Yeah.
I still wear leg warmers. You guys want to see my socks? All right,
I'll
prove myself.
I'm not even buying my
weirdo
phone
with
right
socks. Okay. I'm a little bit embarrassed because
if they're Trump socks, I am deleting your phone.
No, they're not Trump socks. Hold on.
YouTube.
All right, hold on. Let me try and get this set up. So
she already has some Obama socks.
Yeah, I did have Obama socks. You guys tell me if you know what these are. Okay, so.
Oh, nice underwear.
Oh, dude, that's Bob Ross, dude.
It's fucking happy little trees. Yes, and they're knee high. Like, I love the 80s. I still wear leg warmers.
No wonder you need.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so tripping on her pants. I ain't even looking at her.
You're like a hippie, Virginia. You remember, you're like a. That's tripping. That's funny as fuck.
I smell patchouli. I smell it thick with this one.
I was the girl in high school wearing long black dresses with Doc Martens and a Levi jacket, something like between goth and grunge, kind of.
Dude, whenever I was, you guys want to hear about some trippy shit? Whenever I was in high school back in like 2010 and 11 and shit, my hair was like fucking 2 feet long, and I was like a thrash metal revivalist and shit, dude.
Right.
I used
Like,
to
I
beat
would-
up both of y'all. Just saying.
You
I'm just kidding.
ever into
Yeah.
sports back in the day, y'all? Y'all ever played like any baseball or softball or like track and field or anything like that?
Hell no,
Football?
man. My parents are too poor to put me in any kind of sports. And the time in high school when I did go
Jockey?
sign up, I went to go sign up for fucking football, and my ass got suspended from school 5 days before school even started because I ended up getting in a fight with a dude that I had a problem with during the summertime. So it's like, fuck. So I
Right.
screwed my whole football thing up.
That sucks, dude.
I
My
was
football
5
shit
foot
went out the
10.
window.
Yeah, I was a dumbass because I had a hell of an arm, dude. I had a
Yeah,
great
it went
arm.
out the window whenever I started smoking pot back in the day. I was like, fuck everything but this. Like, I wish I never would have, for sure.
People tried to get me into basketball because I was 5'10" by the age of 12. But no, never did sports. I'm really good at volleyball, though. Oh,
I can
and
see that.
fucking tetherball. Who doesn't love tetherball?
I have a tether.
tetherball right now.
I got a tether ball. We'll play when you come over to my house, Virginia. I got tether ball in my backyard.
Are you serious? I
100%.
love tetherball. I was tall enough, I could always get it to wrap before the other person could even reach it, you know?
I have a badminton set and tetherball. I took the badminton down only because it's cold as shit.
Right.
But we have a badminton set out there, and I LED lit it all up. Even the birdies light up. So usually in the middle of the summer, we're out there like 2, 3 in the morning playing badminton and shit.
You see,
Right? Deanne knows tetherball. That's what I'm talking about.
that's the shit where they have the ball like attached to a string attached to a pole, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck!
Before I claimed
Oh.
enjoyment of it, I wanted to make sure I was like
The fact that you had to ask, man, just shows we're generations away, man. That's fucked up.
But see,
all
my
good.
shit, I'm like what, one generation different from y'all or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
That
About
ain't too
10 years,
crazy.
yeah.
That ain't too crazy.
That's an
But it
important
is
10
kinda
years, though,
crazy,
dude.
though.
It's an
Yeah, that's a
important 10
different way.
years because
Like, I
it's
still believe I'm a little bit more hardcore probably than y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah.
if there was a revolution going right now for what I believed in and shit, dude, I'd be willing. If they said everybody that owns a gun legally and shit come fight for this, I'd be like, I'm willing to kill and die for that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was
That-
like a crusade going on right now, if there was like a strong, like nationalistic, like far right.
What would
type
make
deal
you more
going on right now,
hardcore is actually not listening to the
down
man
for
that's
it.
telling you to go to war, though.
See, I don't want to exactly like. That's why I feel like this whole January 6th shit was kind of bullshit, dude. Like, you'd think there'd be people like that were actually like fucking.
Well,
You know,
it was a Broadway show.
back,
I'm
you know
not
what I'm
sure how
saying?
we
Like-
got to that, but it was a
If
Broadway show.
I would probably brought my weapon with me there. Part of my language, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know, that seems like this all exactly staged Broadway show, dude. Like,
It was. You got to remember that. What was it? The '60s or early '70s when the Black Panthers went into the same.
they were
fucking-
bombing though. But
went
back in
into
the
this-
60s and 70s,
when they
would
went
kill.
to the Capitol, fully loaded with M16s and freaking automatic weapons, and they walked right in and was able to walk right out, and there wasn't no big hoopla.
What about Project what is that called? The Weather Underground and shit? They'd be fucking planting bombs and shit and blowing up shit. Remember Weather Underground? They were like kind of connected to the Panthers a little bit. They were they were willing to like get dirty back then. You
They
know what
were
I'm
willing
saying?
to, but they didn't. Is the problem, and that's the same problem I see right now. They have anniversaries for marches. They have
See, but
Martin Luther King anniversaries. All of that is psyops to keep us from rising
now,
up.
Exactly. But you know what's fucked up too? Nowadays we have way more surveillance than they did way back then, dude. Like back then they
Uh,
could have got all this shit accomplished. They wouldn't have been caught for it.
I think they had the same surveillance, just different ways of doing it. I believe this technology has always been here. We didn't just find it or invent it. This shit has always been here. It had to
This
have.
Tatarian shit left over from Tatarian
Exactly.
civilization.
It had to have been here all the way back to the original
I mean, the
society that we
Egyptians and the
even know of. What is
Romans
that?
and
The
the Greeks, like
Sumerians or whatever.
exactly Mesopotamian society, Sumerians, Babylonians,
Yeah, think of the ones
Assyrians,
before them though
Amorites.
too. You know, just
They discovered that shit from shit they picked up. Göbekli Tepe, which is in Turkey, Anatolia, that shit that is 15,000 years old, and that goes at least 5,000 years beyond, at least 7,000, because they believe people didn't start building cities until about 8,000 years ago, until we started building like apartments and cities
dude,
and
our
people
Earth is
living
only
close to
about
each other.
10,000 years old.
See, I believe this shit is only 6 or 7,000 years old.
That's what I mean. It's around that time.
I
You know
just
what I
think it's
mean?
like, if you follow it from a biblical way, from the time of Adam and Eve to the life, because Methuselah is the oldest human being to ever live according to the Bible, right? Hold
I
on
guess.
here.
I don't know. I don't follow the Bible, man. I mean, I do, but it's basically the 10 Commandments. It's the only thing that works for me in the Bible.
See, but do you know that they had like 300 some odd commandments? But they took that shit out in the Council of Nicene and Byzantine and Constantinople.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the
What
right
do you
person to have
imagine?
those
What like
conversations.
an accurate Hebrew Bible, that the shit that Moses and the shit that the apostles were reading and wrote said.
Were you talking about like the original Bible, the one in Ethiopia?
Exactly, not shit that was perverted by, like, the Bible was whitewashed, and the Bible definitely was, because I would, like I said, I'd like to believe the Bible was written by white men, right? But this shit was definitely not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not like it was like like the image we have of Jesus Christ was based off an image of some Italian dude that was Leonardo DiCaprio's like lover or some shit. You know what I mean?
This dude said Leonardo
Not
DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo da Vinci. I'm tripping. Leonardo da Vinci. I was thinking about that new movie this dude is in at the Comet and shit like that.
I
Asteroid. I was thinking about Don't Look Up. Watch that movie on Netflix, y'all. It's
thought
worth the
he was
watch.
gonna be like, y'all ain't seen Titanic, man. It's got the whole history
Yo,
of the Bible right
it's
there,
the
man.
fucking Tatarians built the Titanic, but then, dude, I really do believe in this Tartarian shit, dude. Like, I want to believe in this. This Tartarian shit is really like it's interesting as fuck, dude. You looked into it at all?
No, I haven't.
It's worth
No.
a look, dude. It's worth a rabbit hole, dude. That shit right there, it kind of blows your mind a little bit. You're reading some of that shit, dude.
Yeah. I gotta get
Alley
some.
Cat.
Hey,
I gotta get some dinner going. Hello, Miss Alley Cat.
hello.
But I'll be listening in, brother.
All right, brother. I'm gonna try to get this shit going like maybe like 3 more minutes, but then I'm gonna try to get another one going on here in a second too. I'm gonna try to go message some other people here in a second.
All right.
We get a full fucking shit going.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, Bubba.
Later, guys.
Good day,
Peace.
ghetto.
What's up, Alley Cat?
Oh, not much.
Look at this. Look at this little fucking. Look at your
Oh,
Bubba, your little girl. Look.
you want to send it?
Ah!
You want to send it
Watch
to me
this.
so it'll kill some of these
Yeah,
mice
watch
in
this.
my house?
Fucking bit that kitten's head off, y'all. I'm a fucking barbarian.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Oh my god. No. No.
I've got
No
the
kitties
I've got
were
the screen
hurt.
up on my TV, and it's still showing Virginia and Ghetto up there.
Probably lagging a little bit. I never know what happened to Virginia. That's
I
real.
don't know.
Look awkward. Look, Deanna, check that out. Look at Tataria. You might have to go on Facebook. Tataria.
Hold on.
That's called the Mud Flood. You familiar with this mud flood, Alley Cat?
The what?
The mud flood, Tartaria, past human civilizations, million years.
I have no clue what you're talking about. It's like talking to my son.
You have to look it up though. Look it up whenever you're on Facebook again. It's called Tartaria.
Well, explain it to me.
So basically, human civilization. The British Empire defeated this Tartaria was the name of it. It was Asia, like it controlled all of Asia, China, Mongolia, all of that crazy shit. Like the Middle East, Kazakhstan, and all the state controlled pieces in North America. But then a dust bowl happened that flooded all their buildings. They were like at least 10 or 11 feet tall, these people. And they're like Mongol. They looked Mongolian or Native American Indian, right? And they like this mud flood happened after the British Empire defeated them supposedly, and it had buried all of their buildings. So that's why you see in state capitals and courthouses, you'll see windows that are half buried nowadays.
Huh.
And they were like a civilization, like they built the Titanic and they built everything on crystal technology, and that's why the Titanic sank, is because we didn't know how to operate.
The guy that was on earlier talking about string
Jose?
theory and
Yeah, Jose, he's an OG.
Oh my God, my son would he would have been spazzing out if he had been awake.
I try to get Jose on here more. I try to get Jose on here more often. I've had him on here about like he's up with OGs. He has a badass channel. It's in the description.
Yeah, I sent the link to my son. We both subscribe to him.
Yeah, I'm trying him gonna do more lives though. If he did more live streams on his channel, I guarantee he'd be viral. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, my kid has a podcast called The Unredacted, and
somebody share a link to that.
I can't even find it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Was it on like Twitch or like
He's got it on
Spotify?
Twitch. He's got it on Twitch and YouTube.
And he said he's 20.
He just turned 24 this month.
24. That's about 5 years younger than me. Okay.
Oh, you're finally older than somebody. Yeah, I'm sitting here listening to you guys talking about, the hair bands, and I'm laughing my ass off because I'm like, I used to run with Queen and Aerosmith and The Who. Every time Queen.
I grew up with.
I think it was you that mentioned Plymouth.
Mm-hmm. That was me. That's one of my favorite places I've ever been to.
That was my hangout on the weekends.
They had some good weed there too. It's legal. Yep. Weed is legal in Mad. They had some damn good weed. You
they
can
did
see
back
people
in the
dressed
70s
up as
too.
pilgrims and as Indians and shit walking around giving tours, and you'd be seeing people like, damn, that's interesting as fuck. Like, it's crazy. That shit was awesome. I loved it there in Massachusetts. Plymouth was great, dude. Like,
well, do you know where Middleborough is?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I might have passed through it. I might have been close to it.
Oh yeah,
I was only up there for 3 or 4 days. Way. No, I haven't gone. That's all. I want to go to there next. I want to go there next for sure.
Well, here's the fucked up thing. I lived there my whole life, and I even got a job working in Plymouth. And every weekend I would go there and hang out, down there where the Rock is and where the Mayflower is and all that shit.
I love
the very last day that we lived there before my mom came to pick me up at my job, and she said, we're heading to Florida. And we had to make a delivery to the Plymouth plantation. So I start driving down to where Plymouth Rock is and the Mayflower. And the girl that's with me, she's like, where the hell are you going? I said, I'm going to the plantation. She says, no, the plantation's over here. And I was like, I don't think so. I come here every freaking weekend. This is my hangout. I had never been to the plantation. All the time I thought that was the plantation down there by the water.
Okay.
So we took a vacation.
That's where they tell the tourists to go to, right?
Yeah. Well, they closed all that down now. The Rock's been moved. The Mayflower was gone. The museum, the wax museum, they moved that to like the downtown area and everything. I finally saw the plantation when I went up there for vacation. And that's the first time I ever saw it. I went there as a tourist. And I'm like, fuck
I'd
me.
like to go visit that plantation. I almost did, but I didn't have time to.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. It's set up like if you went to Daniel Boone State Park, it's got the, it's all fenced in, and they've got like, somebody churning butter, and everybody's dressed in costume. They have a Wampanoag Indian there that gives you the tour, and
That's how I saw them walking around town like that, and they were smoking joints that was fat as fuck too.
Big
For
ones.
real.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I know. I was like, what? Where am I at? You could never do that shit in Tennessee. You get arrested doing that shit. Like,
Is that where you're at now? Is in Tennessee?
mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hell, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from me then. I'm in Northeast
that's
Alabama.
Oh, then I'm originally from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Fort Polk. Legendary Tigerland, huh?
Yeah, you're probably about, I don't know what part of Tennessee you're in, but to Nashville, I think it is. It's only
about 3 hours.
It's about 3 hours.
Jinx, you owe me one. Yeah, about 3 hours, exactly.
Oh, hell, maybe I'll take a drive out there and see you.
You know what I'm saying? You come out here and shit, we'll do that fucking, we'll do a carpool. We'll go out here on this big old trip to Missouri. They talking about going to Missouri and shit. Like, nah, fuck no. Let's meet in Tennessee, dude. There's like the Great Smoky National Park here and shit. Campgrounds, all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah. Plus,
there's this place.
Majority of the groups they all live in that. They live in North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee.
East Coast, exactly. Yeah. We all meet on the East Coast and shit. I guarantee. I'm serious as fuck too. I'll get a reservations and shit set up at a campground and shit. We do it ahead of time, like 3 months at a time.
I literally, you can't put anything in the trunk of my car. I have 2 tents. I have everything there is to camp. If I decided I wanted to leave, dude, I could live off the land for a year. Everything is in my trunk. My purse is the same way. Change of clothes. Here, hang on just 1 second. I gotta shut my timer off. My lasagna's finally done. Hold on.
Now take the time.
Be right back.
Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Oh, she's a little mouse catcher. But yeah, y'all, this has definitely been a badass stream. It's been a long time since we've done one this long.
Yeah, what time did you start it? Because I came in late, and you had already been.
I started at 6:15.
Wow. Yeah, because I came in, and then I stepped out to go make my lasagna, and I started getting all disoriented on what the hell I was doing making the lasagna, and I came back, and you all were still on. I was like, Is this replaying, or are they still live?
Yeah, I'd be trying to keep it going. Like I used to be doing the lives a lot. I used to be really active on it. I'm trying to get back there again on it. Between personal shit in life and work, it's become hard to get up on this shit. It's crazy. I'm at 110 videos or 108 videos. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And isn't it? Don't you get some kind of credit or something for like how long the streams run to?
Exactly. Yeah, you get watch time for how long your streams are. Yeah, you get less. So let's say I've had about 11 people watching this right now. I've had about 15 people watching this on average throughout the whole time this has been going on for 3 hours and 38 minutes, right? So that's probably about like 50 something watch hours added to it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Exactly. So it's cool as but I remember, that's why I want to start getting back into this again, though, because I remember whenever I was doing this shit a couple months ago, like, I was, like, really getting deep into it. Like, we was getting, like, 40, 50 people watching, and it was like, da, 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 it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
but it doesn't happen overnight. Well,
what's fun about your streams, too, is they're just kind of random. There's not like a
Exactly.
topic, where everybody's losing their shit and everything. It's just
It's
kind of
talk
like
radio.
just hang out, have a good time, talk about whatever we throw in the wind, and
That's talk radio. It's real people living real life, doing real shit. Like it's like everybody we're talking to is just a regular person out there, living their life. Nobody's a millionaire. Nobody is out here rich as fuck. We're all living our lives.
Yeah.
Like
it's like drama free too. Those are the kind of live streams
for the most part.
Yeah. And you're free to cuss if you want to cuss, and nobody gets offended if you say something nasty, or what some people.
We've all been messing around with each other we've been fucking around with each other for a year or two now, though, all of us, for real.
I don't know how I came on your channel, how I came across it. I don't know if I saw you in a chat or something and I subscribed to your channel, and then I saw you were live one time, or that last time. And that's the first time I'd ever sat and watched you. And I was like, oh, this guy's fucking funny as hell. I'm going to sit and hang out with him. And I enjoyed the backstage chat afterwards. And
that shit, Ledger, Doc Max probably at work right now, working 15 hours right now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, me and him talked for a long time after you left. You left your backstage open, so him and I
It's
chatted.
because my phone died. If your phone dies, that'll keep on going.
Yeah, we talked for probably 3 hours after that, and I was like, I hope he can't watch us afterwards, because it got pretty graphic back there.
Oh my God! I'm glad I wasn't able to witness to that. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
God.
there was it got a little bit graphic. And
okay, now I kind of wish I was there.
No, you don't. Trust me.
Okay. Speak for yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. We could have had a threesome back there.
That's a train. No, God forgive me. I'm sorry. Yo, listen.
You're funny as fuck, I'll tell you.
Give me about 22 minutes. I'm gonna try to get together some guests real quick. I'm gonna try to do some like midnight shit. But my comedy, straight up from Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace. Like everything I'm trying, like my comedy is freedom of speech. I believe you could be able to say like the most horrible fucked up shit. But this is America, you know what I'm saying? Like it is freedom of speech,
Have you ever seen that comedian Steve Hofstetter?
I'm gonna look him up though. Let me put him right here.
Oh, he's fucking funny. He does. I bought tickets for his show in Huntsville, and I ended up getting sick and I couldn't go. But they show clips from his show in Huntsville, so I did get to see. Like,
fuck, he's a ginger.
Yeah, he's a ginger.
Okay.
But oh man, he goes after the hecklers, and they're like,
I love when they go after the hecklers, dude. I love when they go after these. Okay, I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna get some clips from y'all. Give me about like maybe 20 minutes to an hour, y'all. Take an eye out for me, all right? I gotta get me some more cigarettes too. You're lighting that cigarette up, has me want to go get one right now.
Yeah, I'm like on my third cigarette since we've been talking.
I was on my probably 12 or 13 cigarettes, so I need to go get some more.
Well, I'm smoking the shorts, so they don't last very long.
Do you got anything you want to shout out?
What'd you think of what'd you think about the rally in Texas?
I didn't know about it. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah, my old buddy